Are you ready, Notch? I know I am.
I'm always ready, bro. I was born ready.
In three, two, one. Game number 2.5 underway between Baylife and your game crashed. I could tell by your reaction there. Game number 2 between Baylife and Warpath Gaming. Game number 1 was Baylife all day. Warpath Gaming shows some signs. They really are going to have to play a little bit more. They're going to have to respond a little better to Baylife. I think that was the big thing. They weren't making very appropriate responses to what Baylife was doing. Allowed Baylife to do pretty much whatever they want. And after the fact, were try to take a team fight or try to contend it, but never were able to be where they needed to be when they needed to be there. Compositions a little bit different this time around. And what I mean a little bit different, I say that they're almost literally the exact same. Except for Twin Blast, it looks like Sparrow has been changed out for Thorbone. Everything else pretty much the exact same thing here. I wonder why they went from Twin Blast onto Sparrow here. I mean, Twin Blast is a very highly... A lot of people actually favor Twin Blast over Sparrow. His late game presence isn't quite as strong, sure, but, I mean, he's still a very strong in the mid game. Still is a very strong hero in the late game, and has a little bit more mobility as well. So I don't know what the mindset is, switching it in and out. Maybe Thorbone is a little bit more comfortable on that Sparrow, or these... I mean, because the bans were pretty much the exact same thing on Muriel and Steel. We'll see how this game plays out. As we saw before, mid lane towers have been going down really early in this series. And that seems to be the case right now. 5-man clumped up in the 5-man in the middle, clumped up. There we go. They're not going to decide to commit. They're going to roll away. Probably go to their jungle and pick up their camps as soon as they can.
What time are you at?
I am at 140, 141, 142.
146.
Now.
Got it. Perfect
Cool.
timing.
Look at that, boys. We did it, boys.
We did it, boys.
Early game itemization, probably, yep, I was just about to say that, overflowing gifts, we talked about it before. He's going to sell that later on. It has early game impact. It scales down as the game goes on. Thorbone going with that ward. I like this because it gives her a little bit, just 7 points of physical damage right now. Early on is actually quite a bit. It helps you last hit a little bit easier. And, of course, more importantly, Sparrow is the most, I want to say, one of the most mobile heroes in the game. She has really no means of getting herself. She doesn't have a speed boost. She has nothing like that. The late game, this means she has to get herself out of a bad situation is just to kill everyone. But early on, she doesn't have that option. So getting the wards on Sparrow, I like that. Allows her to just add a defensive perimeter and let her know of any potential ganks coming down the pipeline here. After these guys pick up their blue camps and their red camps, more than likely fall their lanes, pick up their harvesters, and we'll see a little bit more rotations on both sides of the field.
Yeah, I do want to mention, you asked why Sparrow over Twin Blast. They have a Decker. Decker and Sparrow combination, getting those stasis bombs off with Decker, that just allows Sparrow to just eat faces as she gets, as the gate goes on and she starts getting those valuable.
That's a very good point.
Points.
Yeah, very good point.
Such a good combo there. Plus, when you put him in the cage match, she can just ult, and with her ult, her ultimate allowing her to hit multiple heroes, she can deal damage split across 3 people, and it's very hard to combat that. So I mean, really good combination with Decker and Sparrow.
Yeah.
The one thing I have to say that I'm really enjoying with these games that we've seen all weekend long is Iggy and Scorch. Iggy and Scorch is the newest hero to enter this MOBA. He came out a week ago, last Thursday, and he's a really good addition. He's got great lane clear. Being built tanky, as you can see, he can take a lot of damage while still dealing damage. So I'm really liking to see all of this, the Iggy and Scorch gameplay over the weekend.
Cordy's pretty much just been pushing. I'm going to keep an eye on this Sparrow here, guys, because we saw a little bit of an underwhelming performance last match. Cordy's really going to have to step it up this game. He got up to par in the later stages of the game, but that was on the heels of just some, I would just say, outright mistakes and botched team fights on the side of Baylife. If they're going to get a little bit more cleaned up without those botched team fights that Baylife pretty much fed into the hands of Warpath Gaming, his Sparrow really wouldn't have ever ramped up, and that game would have probably been over even more than it was before. So I really want to see if Cordy's able to be a little bit, farm a little bit more efficiently, and be a little bit more of a presence as well around that 20-30 minute mark. So keep an eye on that, guys. We'll be paying attention to it. Though, of course, they still have easy peasy on the Murdoch, as before, gave him that red buff. So he's going to be in that right lane. He doesn't actually have a single ward on his side of the field right now, so he's got to be very careful. The wards are all on the left side of the map, and I like that because that is where the Sparrow is. Got to protect the Sparrow. Murdoch has a little bit more defensive option compared to that hero.
Yeah, we are going to see... I fell under the map. I'm back, though. We're going to see Cordy and P-Star rotate over here to Thorbone in this lane. Thorbone is just the Sparrow for... Baylife has just been over here farming. left alone. It's going to be interesting to see. I love the battle of the sparrows. It's going to really be who can farm more effectively will decide this battle here, and I'm excited to see it as the game goes on. Do you know we do see a lot of posturing back and forth. We see camps have been picked up, red and blue buffs have been picked up. We do have harvesters down. We're about to hit that 6-minute mark. You know, one thing we don't see a lot of, and it's most likely because we don't watch it, but is I would love to see if these guys how they're using these harvesters. Are we seeing them at every 5 minutes going back to pick up a filled up harvester, or how they're playing it? Hopefully within the future we see a stat bar or some kind of diagram to where we can actually show you that. But in games, these harvesters, they give you so much card experience for your team, and then give you a nice little card lead if used properly.
I think that the picking up the harvesters teams have been very good about being very efficient with making, like, setting a time in chat, similar to like what people in Dota and League do for the Baron or Roshan, just like typing out in the chat the time when they dropped it. So, okay, 5 minutes from this point, they can look back at the time and pick it up and be really efficient as they possibly can with those harvesters. I think teams are still working on it. Their main emphasis is pushing lanes, getting objectives, and getting team fights, which obviously come primarily over the harvesters are kind of like a, hey, I'm here, I need to pick up this card experience. When it comes to the act of just picking up the card experience, once you actually have them, the main contention comes from getting the harvester itself. But I think in the future, we'll see teams just get more efficient as time goes on. We already see that these guys know how to just spread themselves across the map and get as much farm, as much value as they can out of lanes, out of harvesters, out of the jungle, and out of objectives themselves. So that's something definitely to keep an eye on here, and I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to it as well. We're 6 minutes in here, Notch. Level 5 is starting to be obtained by both of the teams. We're at the big level 5s that these teams are looking for is on their Rampage, on their Murdoch, and on their Decker, as well as Iggy as well. So level 5 is important for all these heroes. Sparrow, not a big boost for her to get her ultimate. Murdoch, it's a big one for him because all of a sudden they have that sort of a lane-to-lane presence. Even if Murdoch isn't in the presence of the team fight, he could still give that devastating blast and at least do something in the team fight before he's getting there. Split push with the Murdoch, turn around in the lane, give a devastating blast to confirm a gank, continue to push the lane, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you know, I was just looking at the cards here. We just saw a couple people recall and start purchasing up their first cards. Thirdborn is going right into a Windcarver Blade and maxing that out with Strike. He's got, well, almost maxed out with Strike. But he's going for early damage right off the bat. Which, you know, I
like this.
Do we see a lot of Sparrows? Is that the way to build Sparrow? I know we are very early into the game. There's not a decisive way to do this, this, and this. But, I mean, is that a good choice right off the bat? Should he have gone a little bit more defensively, or do you like that pickup?
I mean, to say if it's good or bad is yet to be determined. We'll see how the game goes and how Thirdborn's presence ramps up here early on. The main thing to talk about is that the standard generally is you get one DPS item, and you either use minor strikes or regular strikes to fill it up in 2 card levels, the equipment bonus. When you use major strikes, it takes 3 card levels. So, and then the second item is generally a crit bonus item. That isn't always true on Sparrows, though. We do actually see sometimes Sparrows don't get their crit bonus item until like their 3rd or 4th item. And that might be the case here on Thirdborn. Oh, he's just looking to get that early game umph on his auto attacks by building into those major strikes and not quite going to that crit bonus. 3rd item is a crit item, so on and so forth. Hold that thought, though. Isu's got to get himself out of there. He's not level 5, and I think he knew. He's like, okay, this is not a good spot to be in. Under a tower, familiar situation. Peace Torta lays down the containment field, immediately cancels it, recognizing we do not want to be contained underneath the tower. We knows what happens when teams tend to fight underneath that. So, exchanging blows, bumping of the fist, the first exchange these teams have really had in this match. No one gets taken out. Just the current status quo is farm the lanes, roam around, look for a gank, and right now, the ganks simply aren't happening.
We do see that this tower in right lane is being pushed out over here. My colors are backwards.
As always.
As always, I think that was Force who was able to push that tower out. It is going to take some damage. He's not going to get it down, but Force rotated to mid lane to help keep his mid tower safe. But, you know, early game, we haven't seen a lot of early game aggression since the change of the camp respawns. So it's nice to see, you know, more of a lane game early on and seeing how these teams set up and farm with that.
Second red and blue camps have spawned up. These teams are really no calculated aggression quite yet. Orb Prime has spawned here. The 9-minute harvester is available for them to pick up. That left lane towers are still nice and healthy on both sides of the field, so I think it would be a little bit premature to take an Orb Prime boss. At least taking an Orb Prime, picking up the Prime Helix from the Orb Prime boss right now you would use it much more as a tool to force the enemy team to respond, not really as a tool to activate your prime card. Just because of the fact that both the left tier 1 towers are completely healthy right now. So I don't expect a team to take the orb prime right now unless they get some huge advantageous team fight. And even then, Josh, the respawn timers are so low, and it will take them a relatively long amount of time to take down the orb prime. It's just I don't expect to see these teams take it until we see a concerted push in the left side of the lane. Something very characteristic of triangle formation. We saw them do it with the black buff, push down the left lane, fall back to the orb. These teams just having just stylistic and characteristically different.
Yeah, we are seeing just a lot of roaming back and forth in the jungle, picking up these camps. Force is, making sure his lane's pushed out. He's going to pick up a white camp now, get that card level lead, get that experience lead as well. He is level 9. Force is level 9. He's the highest on the map
Holy
right
cow.
now. Yeah, he's
just
been
been
farming really
man.
well.
Wow.
Farming really well. His card experience, he's at 18 card points. I mean, he's pretty even with everybody else. But I mean, level 9, he's pushed this lane out. It's dealing damage. He's letting his minions do what they need to do. Aegean Swords, man, such a strong character that's been added to this game.
Love it. We actually saw a little bit of a teaser. Arctic, who's KL, the community manager.
He manages
the community. Dropped a teaser. It's like we were playing Wheel of Fortune. He dropped in like a little hangman version of trying to figure out what the name of the next hero is. So I think that leads me to believe we'll probably have more information on the next hero. But the point I'm trying to get to is I think they've done, with the exception of Sevarog, I think every time they've added a new hero, it's always been an impactful one. Maybe a little bit overtuned. I'm not too sure. But they've had times where they put in a hero in the game and maybe it's a little bit overtuned. But I'm excited to see the next hero, man.
Transformer. I'm going with a Transformer off of the...
I think it's gonna be like electricity, like think Emperor from Star Wars, and not Emperor Palpatine. The evil Emperor from Star Wars. I'm a Star Trek guy, guys. Sorry. Who has like the electric field?
This is the last time he'll be casting this event. Star Wars is clearly better.
Like I think it's gonna be like electricity based. Like he like stuns you from afar and stuff like that. That's what I think. That's what I imagine is gonna be happening. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Enough about that, though.
Hopefully this week. This week. Steel is not Rampage. Thank you, Augustine LeBlanc. Steel is not Rampage. Amazing casting from the Gooch, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Arctic Palpatine. I did have it right the first time. Okay.
You did.
Okay. I need to be more
Sorry, guys,
confident
we're just pandering.
We're
We're just pandering here. We've got back and forth this lane game. We've got Force, who's just doing Iggy and Scorch things. He's pushing up the lane. They have sent Kirby to come over and kind of deal with this push.
Yes.
Iggy and Scorch versus Iggy and Scorch. They're just going to kind of head
all the fire, all the flames.
You mentioned that Sevarog didn't have a huge impact. We got to see Triangle Formation play Sevarog.
I think he is now, but when he first came out, yeah.
Right. But he had amazing impact on the team there. Amazing gameplay from Sevarog. Hopefully we see another one. But these guys, we're playing the lane game right now, guys. We're farming up card experience. Lots of sight. Again, sight throughout the jungle. You don't want to be ganked. They're trying to avoid that. They're letting Cordy and Thurborn are just over here farming white camps, and they're farming these lanes, trying to give themselves a card advantage. Thurborn is at 21 total card points. He's just now starting to work on his Blade of Agora. For his Wind Carver Blade, he went 2 major strikes and a major kinetic to give himself some attack speed. And Blade of Agora next, he'll max that out and give himself that extra crit bonus. And like you said, most likely start building into a full crit damage card.
The Spear of the Rift Hunter is the name of the card that more than likely we'll see here for the 3rd item picked up there. 4th item after that tends to be, I think this game, I don't know. Generally, lifesteal is something you get when you're ahead, so you have to judge on the situation. If I'm a Sparrow or a Murdoch, if we're ahead like 2 or 3 card levels, my 4th item will be lifesteal. Otherwise, I generally get a damage item after that, and then maybe your 5th or your last couple of card levels can be put into lifesteal. So it all depends on the situation. We'll see how it goes. But as of right now, the status quo, when we're in these situations where it's a little bit of a stalemate, just 0-0 right now. I mean, when's the last time we had a 15-minute match where no one's gone down yet? But in these sort of games, it all comes down to who is being more efficient on the map. And right now, taking a look at the card levels, that's an easy answer, a very clear and present answer. And that is Baylife. Baylife nailed it. They are, 2 to 3 card levels ahead, just simply on the heels that they've been farming the map a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, we do see Force over here. He's going up against Kirby. He does have a card advantage. He does have a level advantage. He's keeping Kirby's turrets down, and he's going to get the kill on this tower.
He is. That's surprising.
To get that tier 1 tower. well done force gives them a nice advantage. Of course, it wasn't on the left side of the map where we see the turn in for the Prime Orb, but still, it's a tier 1 tower.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Gonna be
gotta
happy with it, man. Gonna be happy with it right here. There's that Decker Sparrow that you were talking about, man. I can't wait to see them throw that containment field and do that, the fish in the barrow, if you will. It's definitely what we'll be calling that out in the play-by-play. The fish in the barrow with a containment field plus Sparrow dropping down the inner fire, doing that big AoE cone damage that she does. So keep an eye on for that. But currently, what's going on with the Harvesters? We do see that the Orb Prime Harvester... I nailed it again every time I switch to it. Got it. Because, guys, sometimes when you click on the mini-map, it, like, puts you underneath the world. So every time I click on the mini...
The world is beautiful.
It is. Don't get me wrong. This game's beautiful. But every time I click on this to view it, I'm like, please don't put me under the world, and they always get it. This Harvester is taken by Warpath Gaming. So if any of them think about potentially putting themselves into the Orb Prime, they will have the vision granted to them. More importantly, though, I feel like Warpath they have to get aggressive here. They just simply are losing the farm game, and they're losing it substantially. I think as far as the late game situation goes, it doesn't matter because they both have the same rangers, Sparrow and Murdoch. But if it continues to go this way and trend this way, eventually, I mean, Baylife are content with this. We know we're farming more efficiently than you. If you don't want to come at us, then we're just going to continue to build our lead.
Yeah, we do see, I was taking a look at the cards here. We've got a Mad Spore Sash, which was just recently reactivated. I keep talking about this card because it's such a strong card. It's a great tanky card. It gives you health regen, it gives you physical armor, but the passive, it deals 30 physical damage per second. We do see Decker, the Peace Turtle, and Wrathsea both with this card on Warpath Gaming, and Baylife, they of course have it on Isu, is rocking a Mad Spore Sash as well. Such a strong card
it really
for both
is,
of
man.
these teams.
And I like that the card was re-implemented and that teams are already automatically using it. And just the implementation, the re-implementation, I guess, of that one card being put into the game. Bleedies, I got you, bro. Just that one card being implemented in the game. All of a sudden, that, I think, is one of the reasons why Sevarog started seeing play. That's something that I know Chip said on his stream. Is because all of a sudden Sevarog has just so much more value because of that one card being implemented. We're finally starting to see that Sevarog play, and honestly, I think no matter who ends up winning this series and goes into the finals against Triangle Formation, I won't be surprised if we continue to see more Sevarog as kind of a fallback warrior, because Steel and Rampage are banned out, especially against them so frequently. I like that they have that option of using Sevarog, using him efficiently as well. With that being said, I fear, again, we talked about this, not to go on too much of a rant, teams that aren't practiced with Sevarog, Triangle Formation can exploit that. If their opponent bans a warrior, then they can ban a warrior. They know they're practiced with Sevarog. Their opponent might not be, and already into the draft of the composition, they have an advantage. But that's into the future. We'll see who, going on in this current game. Warpath Gaming. I want to see that. I want to see Warpath Gaming get aggressive here. But, I mean, they may not get aggressive, but do something to try to stop this like slow bleed that's going on of them just simply losing the farm game.
They're losing, you know, they lost that. They gave up that tower. The map, the creep is in favor of Baylife right now. We're 18 minutes into the game. We have no deaths. We have one tower down. Just a lot of posturing here. Forrest is still pushing that lane out. He's still keeping those minions cleaned up. Every time this Harvester gets right around half and or full, he comes over and he picks it up. I mean, he's got this lane locked down. We do see Thurborn and Cordy, the Sparrows, they're just farming it up. Thurborn is at 30 total car points. He actually pulled out a Golden Veil. He went with the energy armor and the crit chance on that.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Very good call
Very
for
valuable
Thurborn on that card there. He's going to get the energy damage, and he's going to max it with crit and have a total of 44 energy armor off of just that one card. So it is going to kind of counter the easy peasy and Kirby on the other, and Iggy and Scorch on the other side.
And for the time being, that's going to be a majority of their damage until Sparrow hits that kind of sweet spot around that 40 card plus the crit item, plus the damage item, plus the Blade of Agora, which they are approaching. Both of these Sparrows are approaching here momentarily, but for the time being, I love this, man. I love the adaptation of, instead of going with the Spear of the Rift Hunter, going with that Golden Veil. I actually do that myself on my fan mount. Well,
we do have an engagement over here.
Yeah, left tower was taken out. Grassy's going down.
Grassie just got melted by Thurborn. Kirby tried to come back behind him. Thurborn is just dealing the damage with his Scorch. Peace Turtle comes in, Cordy comes in easy peasy, drops Thurborn and T-Cell. Quickly, Undead Pilot needs to escape. It looks like he's going to fall to Peace Turtle and Kirby.
The chase continues at 2 for 2, making it 3 for 2. And that is going to be Warpath Gaming. They gave up the tower,
but they got some very decisive kills.
It was a 2 for 3. I mean, they came out of that with a little bit of a little favored, but losing that left tower opens up the Orb Prime boss. And when it comes to exchanges at the Orb Prime, especially looking at last game, I feel like Baylife is gonna have no problem going over and allowing Force, aka Voas, to solo down the Orb Prime. The rest of their team postures away from it. Though I really like what Warpath Gaming is doing here themselves. They are putting a big emphasis on rotating over to this lane. We do hear it in the back. Isu's coming over here to try to defend. I don't know if he's going to be able to, so... Okay, now I like this a lot. What I said was just a little bit of a favorable exchange. Now is a substantial one for Warpath Gaming. They were able to capitalize on a small window of opportunity. They got their left tower after losing theirs. And that's what I'm talking about. But even with that, due to the fact that Baylife has been farming more efficiently, they still find themselves at about a two, sometimes 3 card level lead right now.
Hey, what time are you at? I got that weird little bug where I went back.
2045, 2046, 2048, 2050.
I'm at 2053.
And we're at 2055, 56.
Perfect.
Nailed it, boys. We're getting really good at this. Really good at this.
I wish I knew why this bug was happening. I don't have my...
probably accidentally click on it or something?
I don't have my overlay on. I have that HUD completely off. It's very hard for me to see because I don't have my mini-map. But I thought that's what it was, so I turned the overlay off. So I actually do not have the timeline on my screen. It just keeps rewinding, like, anywhere from a minute to up to a full 15 minutes. So
hashtag early access. And speaking of hashtag, guys, you guys want to join the conversation on Twitter, use the hashtag Agoras Rising. Let us know what you think of the games or casting. Anything that you see that you want to talk about, reach out to us on Twitter and get yourself get a shout out here on the stream. Bleedies is quick on it, keeping an eye on Twitter, and we want to see you guys be a little, we want to give you guys a medium to be connected with the tournament and get your voice heard, not only in Twitch chat, but more so being featured on the stream. A really cool thing that we had implemented the other day. I want to see more people using it, man. I want to see more people using it. We put it there for you guys, so please indulge yourself and go to Twitter using that hashtag. Right now, no surprise, Josh, they're posturing on the Orb Prime. This game's all about just kind of stalemate, standoffs, posturings. And will we actually see a team commit here? Look at Voas setting up the turrets.
Force is going.
Yeah. Is Warpath aware of this? I don't think they are, man. They're all sitting around their mid tower, and Baylife is going to be like, we're just going to keep them contained by their mid tower and let our Aegean Scorch take down the Orb Prime.
They did this in the last game.
Yeah.
ICU and team, they rotated out. They let everybody focus on another lane. Force walked over. He got set up. Did we just see a steal? Easy peasy.
Oh my lord! Yes, but down he goes. Easy peasy. Went down for it. He went down for it, though. This is maybe not what they're looking for. Look at the huge ultimate coming out from Aegean Scorch. Razzing to the front line. Thirdborn is in a lot of trouble. Has to get away. Is the rock there? Does he smell what the rock is cooking? He doesn't. Unfortunately, rock misses, but he's going to continue to go into Sparrow. All the meanwhile, he's got to make sure his backline isn't getting penetrated now. Kirby is there. Not sure if the ultimate is there. Thirdborn caught in the containment field. The counter fish in a barrel. Now here comes Cordy. That's what I'm talking about. This is what we needed to see from him last game, and he's picked himself up. He took out the Murdoch and the Sparrow. The Rangers are down for Baylife right now. They have to potentially losing their Decker as well. We did see Isu did take out Kirby, so it's a 3 for 2 exchange right now. This team fight could go anyone's way. Rasty's still pretty healthy though. He's level 10. Isu's level 10 as well. Can they get to Rampage? He's the one with the Orb Prime though. That was a great steal by Easy Peasy, but it put himself in an awkward situation to get picked off. Ultimately, Baylife lost the team fight. They caught out Rampage, but can they catch up to him? Can they kill him here? They really have to take him out. Isu's just going for it, Josh. He's just beelining it right there.
I mean, he has to. If he loses this here, he's going to put his team at a major disadvantage. The turn-in, his team is starting to respawn, so they will take benefit of this. But Isu, of course, it's Rampage, guys. He can jump for days. And if he's
going to get it.
He's got it.
And most of his team got it. Most of his team got it.
Yeah, he may die for this. He does have Wrathz's there, Peace Turtles there, both Cordy and Easy Peasy. He may die for it. He ulted, and of course, it's Rampage, guys. Ult and a leap.
Yep,
he's on swole right now, ladies and gentlemen.
That big old pufferfish is going to puff himself up. And he got wow. That was just a big play by Isu. More so just that's the strength of Rampage right there. They lost 3 for 2 on that with obviously the favorability going into Warpath Gaming, but giving up that Orb Prime. This is a power play coming out from Baylife Gaming, and we've seen that they do capitalize on the opportunities that they have presented to themselves. But last game, they were reckless a couple times with their capitalizations, and it ended up kind of backfiring there. Isu saying, I don't need that extra jungle creep. Who needs that extra jungle creep? Probably wanted to give himself the card experience from the Red Orb camp. But what are they going to do with this here? Are they going to be very offensive? I feel like they should. They have the card experience lead. Their ranger, specifically the Sparrow, has now got herself up to 44% crit chance. So this is when you want to see the Sparrow start being a big impact inside of the game. So this is a big opportunity for them, a big timing. I really hope they use this time appropriately and get something going. Maybe I would like to see them take away the remaining tier 1 towers in the mid lane and constrict Warpath Gaming. I think that's what they should do. We'll see what the play is, though.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about something real quick. I know the chat has noticed that. I've noticed myself. There is I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's unintentional. But as Isu was going to cast his ultimate, he did get hit with a stone, and unfortunately, it didn't cancel. I know they're calling out Epic right now.
Oh man.
Guys, the rebalances
Quote,
are coming. They
Rampage rebounds coming with the tank pass. KL dropping the knowledge bombs.
They talked about
He's
this
managing
in
that
AMA.
community.
It is coming, guys. Have faith in Epic. They will get it fixed. They've listened to this community. We do have kind of a little small engagement over here from...
going in there on Cordy, man. Trying to...
Scorches as well, pushing out these lanes.
I mean, Isu just says, I'm going to take out Sparrow all by myself right here. I mean... He needs to be a little bit careful here. There is the rock in his face. Gonna stun him up, but he'll be okay. This is, I'm not sure what the play is here. I think Isu is just so hyper-aggressive, man. He just, I see Sparrow, I go. That seems to be the big theme on him. Not to a fault, though. They force out the ultimate here, so actually now, officially, to a fault. Isu versus the world right now. That's the theme. He's trying to protect the tower, and, I mean, there's no, I'm not sure what the idea is here for Baylife Notch. They're getting pushed in with their prime cards activated, but there's no split pressure either. It's not like they're distracting Warpath Gaming from another lane. I would like to see them maybe send Force Voas to the right lane or to the left lane specifically. Left lane is pushed in their favor, but I mean, I felt like they didn't play that as optimally as they could and actually lose ground on the heels of that.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost the tower. These guys are still going to continue to push. You've got Iggy and Scorch with his lane clear, just absolutely amazing. And they're going to start pushing down this tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to get it. They don't have a creep wave right there with them. And now Baylife no longer has the orb. So they had the orb and they lost it, and they also lost the tier 1 tower as well.
I'm being told that actually, I believe T-Cell is disconnected, so that may explain as to what was going on there. Unfortunately, guys, we're so far into this game that it's a little bit too late for a remake, so they're going to have to just fight down 4v5. That's what the rule set is, and we're going to see if we're able to take this back right now. Undead Pilot's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get taken out. The flamethrower from Kirby, he doesn't even care. He just went in there. That was all set up on the shoulders of that containment field coming out from Peace Tortor right there, and they're going to continue to dive the rock onto Thoroughborn. He gets taken out. Rassi, he doesn't have his ultimate. He might go down here. He probably will. He gets taken out. So a 1 for 2. Again, diving those towers, man. Now with no Rampage, no front line, I'm not sure that they can continue to siege this tower.
Yeah, no, we've got Kirby. He's still trying to allow his minions to do work, but they're just going to back off. There's no reason to come in and die here. They got some damage onto it. They've got their lanes. One lane is pushed out pretty well. We're just going to see them back off. I think we'll see them retreat to white buffs and start picking up buffs again, and then push this lane back out. Hopefully T-Cell can get reconnected here, but good push from Warpath Gaming. Great defense from Baylife being down a hero.
Yeah. I didn't even... I was wondering what Baylife was doing. I was like, what are they doing in mid here? Like, they just seem to be stuck in this very awkward position, and now we know why, unfortunately. Oh, I think he's back. He just moved over.
T-Cell is back. Yep,
I believe
got
so.
T-Cell back. It looks
Awesome,
like.
awesome. So I have to say that it can be very frustrating and can really tilt teams. Yep, there he goes. He's moving. It can really tilt teams if they know that they're fighting 4v5, especially when they're ahead. Baylife certainly, no doubt about it, is ahead right now, especially with Force being so far ahead, level 48 card points right there. That it can put them in a very awkward situation, but they remained disciplined. They didn't give up much ground. They gave up a tier 1 tower. That's about it. That's very negligible considering they were in such a awful position being 4v5. So they kept themselves in this match. They didn't give up too much ground. They allowed time for T-Cell to get back inside of the match. Pause, I'm sure, will be implemented eventually, guys. But until then, we got to play by the rulebook, and that's the rulebook. So Baylife absolutely still in this match.
Let's take a look at the items again here. I want to talk about the rampages in particular. If I want to look at Isu, he is going full tank. I mean,
That's the way to go, man.
Thorn Greenweave with barriers. He's got Spike Bone Plate with guards, Toon Barrier with more barriers, a Lord's Ward, Mad Spore Sash, and a Lord's Spear.
Wow.
He's going tanky as can be. No health yet. I'm sure we'll start seeing him build health. But Wrath C, same thing. All guards, very little health on these guys.
Yeah.
They're just focusing on that resistance to physical and energy. I do think, I've said it a couple times, and adding a little bit of health. You can have as much resistance as you want, but if your health is not that high, you're still going to be able to get eaten up there a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see health cards and some switches here, but we are going to see some posturing around this blue orb.
Yep.
Warpath Gaming is on it, but we do see the rotation coming in from Baylife.
Now, Force is way on the other side of the map, so he's going to be way late to the party with the Orb Prime already down to about half HP. If Baylife decides to initiate, it's not going to be the strongest initiation because Force is behind the party. The question is he going to flank? Is he going to come in from the front? I'm not sure, but the initiate's coming in onto Peace Turtle. I'm not sure if Decker's the hero you're looking for. From downtown, from half court, T-Cell does land a stun onto him, but he's going to be able to get away. Isu's in the front line, initiating all the meanwhile. Voas, that's what I was talking about. He actually did come in and flank, but it looks like it didn't work out very favorably here. Isu, he's getting picked apart. He's by himself right now. He has to respect the Sparrow. He has to respect the Murdoch. You can build Tinky all you want. Containment field going down onto 2. Kirby has it down. This is the fish in the barrel. A Venn diagram of sorts, ladies and gentlemen. And now the containment field, counter containment field is active for T-Cell in a very awkward position. Finally, someone dies in this team fight. And now Undead Pilot gets stared up by the Decker right there. He's still alive. He's still doing damage. Rassi trying to catch him off. He catches him out. But yes, can they get a turnaround kill in here? We hear Cordy on the Sparrow trying to do the damage. You with the inner fire. Voas has health but no energy. This Iggy and Scorch is pretty much useless at this point in time. I say let the Iggy and Scorch go. He's useless without any energy. Fall back to the Orb Prime boss and take it. Warpath Gaming. Oh no! Isu takes. I was just about to say that Warpath Gaming took that fight in a favorable position, but Isu comes alive and all of a sudden, is he gonna go for the? Oh, he did not get it. I was about to say a Rampage got it. Isu doesn't get it. That was a very high risk, high reward play. Unfortunately, no reward. He gets taken out. 3 for 2, and the Orb Prime in the hands of Warpath Gaming. They have put themselves in a phenomenal position here, Joshua.
Amazing position. Now let's see if they can get this Prime captured. If they can get this Orb Prime captured, they're going to have to do some lane clear. Their lanes are pushed back. In the meantime, guys, there is a lane being pushed down over here. Was that Force pushing this lane down?
Yeah.
No, that was Kirby.
That's
Oh, it was the Minion Wave. Minion Wave pushed down the Tier 2 tower, and Kirby had to come back and defend. So what they're going to have to do now, they're going to have to regroup. Unfortunately, it's going to allow Baylife to get their team back up, but we'll slowly start to see them push this Minion Wave down in the left lane and hopefully get this captured. It is on Rampage. Rampage can jump. Aurora jump, he can ult and jump, and it's very easy for him to capture this. But let's see how these guys play it right now, because this is going to be a huge game changer. If
I think for the first time in this series, Warpath Gaming are the one dictating the terms of this match right now. And what I want to see them do is play to win. That is what they need to do. They need to play to win, not just sit back idly and look for opportunities. Make the opportunities, turn the tables yourself. As Frank Underwood would say, I won't quote Frank Underwood. That's okay. that won't go with that reference right there. But for my House of Cards fans, shout out to you. You know which reference I'm talking about there. But, I mean, turn the tables in your favor. And that's what I want to see Warpath Gaming do. Use this opportunity and be aggressive, be decisive, and take control of this game and get yourself to a game number 3.
Yeah, we do see, I was just looking at cards here. We've got Lifesteal being built on Thoroughborn right now. He's at a total of 45 card points. Cordy is also... is now caught up. They're both even when it comes to life points. We're watching the Sparrow guys because they are such a beast of a damage dealer when it comes to late game. Man. Sitting at 45 card points with the lifesteal, these guys have to be either focused down early game, or you have to find a way to shut them down. Wrathsy is going to the jungle here. He is trying to capture it. Undead Pilot tried to hit him out in travel mode.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it.
Missed.
They'll go.
Yeah, Wrathsy, this is an easy turn in for
now.
Wrathsy.
Look for an engagement. Look for an engagement from Baylife. They know that he's over there. They know that it's a 4v5 situation now, but they're actually look at Warpath. They knew what's going on. They're like sitting there going, "You guys can engage us under a tower. We know what happens when that happens." So Warpath played that exactly like how they wanted it, exactly how I wanted to see them play that to activate their prime card. Step number 2 is to do something with this Notch, and unfortunately, the last thing they want to do is get caught out in the jungle of Wrathsy. They know that he's there. Their collapse is coming, though. Look on your minimap. The rest of Warpath Gaming is here, and they are trying to get something going here. That this is such an awkward area to team fight. I'm not sure who is going to come out of the better exchange of this. Isu's going to leap away. If they can force his ultimate, that would be big, but they're not going to be able to. The stun's going to be there. I would be very careful if I was Warpath Gaming. Coming out of this area right here, they might get caught. They're not going to. I was going to say maybe like a containment field or something like that, right around that choke point right there. Not going to be the case. So the prime card is still there. Everyone on both sides of the field is pretty healthy with the exception of Isu. That man is just such a disruptive Rampage player. I actually like his sort of hyper-aggressive, just being a nuisance sort of style that we've seen out of him. It's high risk, high reward, that sort of style, but Isu has, for the most part, been playing it consistently, other when he's not diving towers. This game, he's definitely playing much more consistent than in game number 1.
And the issue where they're having right now, though, guys, is they're definitely playing more consistently. They don't have lanes pushed out. the lanes are not in their favor. The only lane that's in their favor is mid lane. So unless Baylife backs off and gives them this tower, they could defend this. It looks like, though, they are backing off, and they're going to give up a tier 2 tower here.
So that's Warpath Gaming. I think they should not be content with just a tier 2 tower here, Notch. They should not be content with this. Go to the right lane. Get that tier 1. Get that tier 2. Take away a harvester. Do something else. They are behind in card experience. And to make up for that disadvantage, they have to get themselves ahead through other means. And through getting yourself ahead in those other means, that is how you mitigate the card experience. When it comes to team fighting, they know that, I mean, unless they're feeling so confident in these team fights, they just want to recklessly take one. I'm not sure if that's the call they want to make. Get yourself, mitigate this card experience discrepancy through other means on the map, taking towers, taking harvesters, and then from there, take control of the game. And that's actually what they're doing. I really like Warpath Gaming. I think are making the best decisions possible right now. But keep your eye on left lane. Keep your eye on left lane because Force is split pushing it down.
Now these guys, they still have their prime buff. This tower will melt. As soon as they start getting some damage on it, we're going to see this tower just instantly fall. Undead Pilot just got melted.
Holy cow, that's what I'm talking about right there. Murdoch gets absolutely destroyed. The containment field a little bit too late. ECU in the front line trying to be disruptive right now. He's trying to keep his front line protected, but oh no, T-Cell's in trouble. Can they pick him off? And they do. That was all set on the shoulders of a beautiful Rock of Ratsea. Now Thermo's in trouble as well. This is not looking good. The devastating blast. Absolutely wonderful coordination from Warpath Gaming. And now ECU's very low as well. He cancels his ultimate. Is there a stun from Decker? Can they get it from downtown? Peace Turtle thinking about it. Not enough energy. Push right lane. Get an inhibitor. I think that's the game plan right now.
That's what I would do. I mean, we've got a full creep wave coming with us. We still have the prime buff. Get this lane down. And that's what they're going to do. They've got a Boa, Force, and Isu are going to try and defend here, but with a full creep wave with your buff, does Ratsea still have his ultimate? Doesn't matter. This inhibitor is just going to drop.
This might be game. Actually, this might be game.
For the throw,
they should. 3 down. No Sparrow. Sparrow's down for another 30 seconds. No Decker for 20 seconds. No containment field. Nothing like that. I would go in here. Go for the throat here. At very best, you're going to put the core, a lot of damage on the core. Warpath Gaming. Are they thinking twice? They're starting to posture back a little bit here. They're deciding against it. You know what? I would have loved to see them go aggro here. I would have absolutely loved to see them do that. Oh, the Devastating Blast roots up too. This could be a possible re-engagement, but I would be hesitant to do this. Sparrow's not back. Decker just came back on the field. This could be a dangerous game that Baylife is playing right now.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see Warpath Gaming back off. They made a good decision there. Undead Pilot came up. Easy Peasy does have 48 card points. He's going to deal a lot of damage, and that's something to be afraid of. So we are going to see him back off. We see this middle inhibitor being pushed down by minions a little bit. Yep. It's not going to fall, but it's got damage on it. And we've talked about it before. Unless the inhibitor goes down, it takes damage, and that damage stays until it respawns after it's been killed. But now, Baylife is on the defensive.
Yeah.
They've got creeps that were stronger than before. Now pushing down a lane, they're gonna have to commit somebody to this lane to deal with these super minions.
Yeah. The minions that are stronger than they were before.
That's right. The minions that were stronger before. They're such a pain in the butt. So we'll see these guys probably dedicate. Force will probably continue to stay in this lane, try and keep it pushed out because we don't want the minions that were stronger before on the core. We saw Warpath Gaming let them get to their core last time, and they actually lost because of it.
Yeah.
So it's, Baylife is really going to have to make sure this lane stays down. The purple Gummy Bear boss is going to be up in 2 seconds. It is vision upon vision upon vision for both teams. We could see an engagement here. We do have teams setting up.
Yep.
Look at Warpath Gaming. They're already in position to take this, but T-Cell and the rest of Baylife is going to start working their way around as well.
Taking a look at the numbers. Baylife, they still find themselves ahead in card experience, but the lead is going to be a very fleeting one. A fleeting one? No, not a fleeting one. A fleeting one. One that is going away quickly. I would say, actually, no. I would say card experience, looking at it a little further, is pretty much at dead heat when it comes across the field. And Warpath Gaming.
Mid here, guys. There is an engagement on the purple gummy bear boss. Isu said no. He's gone in alone. T-Cell and the rest of his team are right behind him, but Isu is taking this by himself. He's very far out.
So was Ratsea, though.
He is on easy peasy, but he's taking a lot of damage.
Oh, man.
Is left away. Isu's taking a lot of damage. Yes, he's got
to be careful. They might get taken out here. He's got to be really careful. He's going to start to retreat. He's starting to retreat. The containment field used defensively here. Can they get Isu? Ratsea, can he counter jump? Well, that's not going to be the case. Containment field onto Thirborn. Kirby, once again, the fish in the barrel sort of thing seems to be the style and seems to be working out. Thirborn's up against the wall. The flamethrower plus Ratsea be disrupted. Thirborn goes down. Down goes Sparrow, and getting rid of the Sparrow at this stage of the game is huge. 40 minutes in, a 60-card Sparrow being off the field. All of a sudden, a 5v4 feels more like a 5v2. That's how impactful Sparrow players are at this stage of the game. Warpath Gaming such an impressive display of fortitude to keep themselves in this game number 2, and they are in a situation to bring this to a game number 3, activate the Orb Prime, and I feel like they can go down mid lane, get that inhibitor, make a push down right lane. Any more pickoffs potentially could be the end of the game. T-Cell's caught out of position. Get the rock, get the stun. Stun misses, can Decker follow up? Can Decker mech up for the lack of that rock accuracy? They're still going. They got to be careful about tower diving, but there's not a tower there.
Damage.
As I Mike, that T-Cell's, yep, there goes T-Cell. No Decker for 60 minutes, turning the Orb Prime. This is not a good situation for Baylife fans right now.
Just so much damage just went out onto T-Cell there. He could not deal with Easy Peasy and Cordy. They three-shot him. Wrathzy is just running this over. If I was him, I would, like you just said there, I'm going to push mid lane out. We're going to get this middle inhibitor down. We've got Decker off the map for another 40 seconds. They've set themselves up. Isu just overextended way far. He left his team vulnerable, and Warpath Gaming capitalized on that. They were able to get Thirdborn off the map. Just a major mistake there from Baylife.
So here comes that push down the left lane, while right lane is going to be threatening the core there in a little bit with the minions that were stronger than they were before. the mega creeps. So this tier 2 tower, just give it up. That's what Baylife needs to do, is just give this up and make potentially what could be their defend the Alamo sort of stand right here, Notch, as this is not a good situation for them. The card experience has been evened up potentially in the favor of Warpath Gaming. But either way, dealing with that prime card activation, it's a huge power play right now. Both the rocks have been summoned. Gonna hit Easy Peasy. Sparrow laying down a little bit of damage. Actually, just out of range of Easy Peasy, so he's gonna be able to get away, not take too much harassment damage. Kirby's so tanky with that build that he's just like, you know what, I'll be in the front line, sure. But look for a containment field or I'd rather, actually, no, not in this area. I think just look for them to push this lane out and just try to get damage down, or just distract them. Force them to sit around here and let the minions push the core. And that's exactly what's happening. If you take a look over there, guys, all those blue guys, the core is starting to take damage. So there needs to be something decisive from Baylife right now, or they're just going to lose. They're just taking unnecessary core damage right now.
Good containment field. I mean, he got 3 captured. Isu is going to jump in. He's actually jumping over the wall. I thought he was going to go for Easy Peasy, but he's dealing with Kirby right now. Wrathzy and taking a lot of damage as well. Another containment field down.
He gets out. This is actually
Isu
looking
is so low.
He is. I actually think this is looking pretty good. Initially, it looked pretty good for Baylife because Kirby's still low out of energy. But now Boas is in trouble. They're trying to go in there. They're diving a tower. Undead Pilots get stunned up. Where's the follow? I'm giving the rock bottom. The People's Champion is looking for the People's Elbow. He takes off the sleeve. He runs across the ring and he drops it on his face. And down goes Undead Pilot. And with that Murdoch being taken off the field and the core taking damage right now, down goes the inhibitor. 2 lateral inhibitors off the field. No Murdoch for the better part of a little less than a minute. The rock is going to go in between the uprights. That's not what you want, though. Thirdborn, Easy Peasy. Good Lord. Living up to his name right there and making it look easy parcheesi. And I think this is going to be game number 2, Notch. They can just go for the throat, take the core, take this to a game number 3. Astounding improvement from Warpath Gaming in this game number 2.
Yeah, very well played by Warpath Gaming. You got to give it to Baylife. They did have that small hiccup by losing T-Cell, but they were able to hold it together during that. But very well played, Warpath Gaming. They were able to capitalize on some of the mistakes that Baylife made. Isu got himself separated from the group a couple times, which allowed Warpath Gaming to get that back line and get those kills. We will see another game 3, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it.
Warpath Gaming versus Baylife. While that game just ended, I want to do another big shout out to Epeen. He just donated $100. We are at $600.
Wait, did he donate another $100?
Another $100.
Epeen, my man.
We are at $600.
He's donated $185.
This is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, the community, for the support. These teams, my screen is completely back. But thank you so much for the support, guys. These first and second place guys are going to get a very nice prize pot. If you guys want to continue to donate and support these teams, head over to matcharino.com. We'll post a link right now. Amazing.
I look like a Van Gogh painting right now, dude.
Amazing,
amazing.
So we will see a game 3 here in just a minute. Thank you to our sponsors, Fury.gg. If you guys are interested in checking out your ELO, building decks, showing your decks off, building guides, head over to Fury.gg.com. Head over to Matcherino if you guys want to continue to support this community tournament. Matcherino, we're at $601.34. Thank you so much for the donations, guys. This prize pot goes directly to the teams. They don't go to the Gooch and I. This is for the community to help the community grow. No, so congratulations to first and second place, whoever that may be. We're going to see a game 3 here in just a minute. Holy crap, man. I am hyped off of that game right there.
You are, dude. You're going full Gooch. I'm starting to rub off on you, dude.
Amazing.
Guys, for those of you that don't know, this is only the 3rd time Notch has ever casted.
It is. I still am pretty nervous about it, but it's a lot of fun.
And I think you're doing a pretty good job, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Can we get some
all
undercase WAFF. Wait, what? Right?
Waffball. WAFFBALL.
Use that for you guys who have better Twitch TV, which a majority of you probably do, and help support my buddy Notch because he's always been very self-conscious about his casting. I've always been a big proponent of him.
So bad.
You know what, dude? You already are better than some casters who are paid to do this job, my man. So keep improving. You are improving as a caster better than Warpath Gaming improved in game number 2. That's how good it is, my man.
Yes.
That's how good it's been going, man. So big shout out to you, my man, and we're gonna get this into game number 3. I am so stoked that we're seeing this, guys. Game number 3. Game number 3. Game number 3. Coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're getting ready to head into a game number 3, Warpath Gaming versus Baylife. Super, super exciting game number 2. But first, we want to jump in and we want to say thank you again to the community. Thank you to Matt Chirino. Thank you for all of the donations. We're at $601 for the prize pool. These prizes go directly back to team first and second place winners. We want to say thank you to Fury.gg for helping support this stream. You guys can get live results over at Fury.gg.com. Fury.gg.
Fury.gg.com.org.
Totally butchered that. Fury.gg is where you can get live results for each one of these games we've been casting. They will post a link when the next game goes live. But game number 3, this is the second game number 3 we've had in this tournament.
So it's game number 6?
I'm excited. It's game number 6. I'm excited. I know we had some technical difficulties over on Baylife's side. Do you think they can bounce back from that? It does happen. I mean, it's part of esports.
It's hard, man.
It's going to be tough.
It's like playing an athletic sport and having, the best person on your team getting taken out because of an injury, and then they put in some but the coach's son, who has no responsibility being on the team, gets put into play as the center of all people. The dude doesn't know how to count. He doesn't know how to hike a ball, and all of a sudden he's getting demolished. That would actually, I'm literally plucking this from a real life instance that happened to me when I played football, Notch. The coach's son, our center, was literally like 4'2". He was this short little stubby guy, and every time he would get put in the center, and he was so small that the D line of our opponent always just wrecked us because of it. It was so frustrating. Anyways, that is what I'm trying to convey to you guys, how frustrating it can be when you have disconnects, because they did, to my knowledge, have at least one disconnect on their Decker player during that game. Certainly a factor into the loss. Yes. Another big factor, not to take anything away from Warpath Gaming, because a lot of the time, even when it was a 5v5 situation, they still looked really, really good in that game number 2.
Really good.
I'm not muted, am I? I'm not. Okay.
No, I don't think you're muted. So, we just were asked in chat. I'm gonna bounce that real quick. They want us to wear suits next time. If we can get the Matcherino to $1,000, I will wear a suit and the Gooch will wear a suit.
My suit's in storage 600 miles away.
Then you just need to find at least a jacket.
I can do that.
Well, so if we can do that, if we can get Matcherino to $1,000, guys, the Gooch and I will wear suits. We'll be real esports in 2 weeks for Agoras Rising number 3, and we will wear a suit. We are getting ready to jump into game 3 here. They are in the menu, so we're just waiting for Warpath Gaming and Baylife to get in the game. But man, do you think we're going to see the same comp? We saw basically the same comp 2 games in a row. Do you think we're going to see switch ups? Do you think we're going to still see those same bands?
I mean, so the drafts between game number 1 and game number 2 are very, very similar, with the exception of there being like Decker and Twin Blast and Sparrow being switched around.
Right.
So, and it's 1-1. So I feel like those teams are looking at it like, hey, each of these teams can look at it and be like, we won a game with this particular type of draft. Do they want to deviate from that, or do they want to try something completely new? Does Warpath have a Joker card they're going to pull out, some crazy strategy, with like a howitzer frontline, a tanky howitzer, and an assassin Decker? I don't know. Maybe they do. If we are going to see those sort of situations pulled out, it tends to be in these sort of games where both the teams are up on the ropes. Both of them want to get for this continuingly to rise prize pool right now, because it does go to the first the top 2 teams.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pocket strategy come out here.
I hope so. We do. I just got a notification that we same bands, Steel
Okay,
Muriel bands.
there it is.
They just happened again. So these guys, they're not either. Muriel is such a game changer. She's a very, very strong hero. A lot of people have been banning her out because of her strength. We know balance changes are coming, so maybe we'll see more play in the future. But the steel bands, I mean, why are we seeing the steel band? We know he's such a strong hero. I know what he brings to the table, but why not ban, which we've seen I'm sorry, Brain Fart. Murdoch play has been really, really strong. Iggy's Scorch play has been really, really strong for both of these teams. Why do you think we're seeing Steel and we're not seeing some of the heroes that they're currently using in these matches?
I think mostly it comes down to Steel's ability to initiate fights with his ultimate. Also, that plus his early game control. Just his control overall is unmatched. Rampage can be disruptive in team fights. He can control in the sense that when he's not in his ultimate form, he can stun.
Right.
Another big strength of his, of course, is his ability to run the Orb Prime. Steel can run the Orb Prime very effective as well. He's not a Rampage, but he can run it pretty effective as well. But that weakness is mitigated by the fact that he just straight controls team fights. He's not, I mean, disruptive is not the right word. It doesn't bring justice to what he can do. Between his shield slam, his shield wall, which can dissect a team fight from your rangers on both sides of the field, and it has the defensive utility of a shield, and the offensive utility of having a slow for any opponents that run through it.
Yeah.
What he brings to the table is so extraordinarily strong. From the moment the game starts to the end, he's always a presence on the map. Rampage, you can't really say that about him. He has timings around level 5. I mean, he can roam easily because of his stun, but, you know, he can't really initiate very well and safely until he hits level 5. Steel, doesn't matter. Level 1, he has his shield charge or his shield ball. More than likely we see a shield ball at level 1. Level 2, level 3. He's a force to be reckoned with, and by far one of the strongest heroes, if not the strongest hero in the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart choice. We know the reasons, guys. We're just trying to, if you're new to the game, it is a stress test weekend. There could be some people seeing it this weekend and wondering, why are we not seeing Steel? It's because he's a strong tank. They are still searching for a game, guys. I'm excited about Game 3. I do want to say, I'm going to say Baylife is going to rebound here, and we're going to see a much more competitive game from them. And I think they may take it. I don't want to count Warpath Gaming out. That's just my personal feelings on it from watching them play in the past, guys. But Gooch, I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to see Warpath take it, or do you think Baylife can rebound?
It's anyone's game. It all comes down to T-Cell not disconnecting. I think that, just talking about objectively, the fact that obviously puts you at a very big, large disadvantage, but more so the psychological damage it does to your team. It's disheartening, it's deflating, it's demoralizing when that sort of thing happens. Baylife did they did a damn good job at defending when they were down their player, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
Game just
to
popped up, buddy.
To the converse of that, Warpath has the momentum. They won the most recent game, and that's huge when it comes to the sort of psychological warfare that is fought in these games sometimes. What I'm afraid, though, is that they're feeling confident, but they have to make sure that confidence doesn't turn into cockiness or hubris, and that they don't make reckless mistakes. Do what you did in game number 2 to secure yourself a victory. Transition that momentum into playing even stronger with the same game plan you had in game number 3.
Exactly. Game just popped up. So you guys you'll be able to jump in here in just a minute. We're going to let them get to that 3-minute mark. So in game, so we're behind timers and whatnot. I'm excited about game number 3. Once you get it pulled up here, we do see a very similar comp.
Loading in. We will get to the in-game screen right now.
Oh, so we are getting ready to hop into the game here. I can't see Gooch's screen, so I don't know if he's hopped in. But guys, we have a very similar comp. They are on easy peasy. I mean, it's when I say similar, it's the exact same. We've got Deckers, we've got Iggy and Scorch, we've got Sparrow, and we also have Murdoch as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play this. We saw Isu overextend a couple of times. Hopefully he can keep that in check, because that's what helped. What cost him a lot of kills actually was him overextending.
Yeah.
Hopefully he keeps that in check. And I'm excited for game number 3. We're getting ready to get this one going, guys. This is it's currently tied up. Warpath Gaming 1, Baylife 1.
My laptop decided to shut down. So once my laptop is back on, then I will hit the right button to change the production. We'll get this game underway. Either way, we still have about a minute and a half until we get to that 3-minute mark and we can get this game going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Same
right
comps.
now I want to give I just because of the aforementioned fact, the momentum, and mentally, I think Warpath Gaming is in a better place right now than Baylife, and due to the fact that Baylife might be a little bit fatigued because they are EU and it is significantly later there than it is here. I think I actually favor Warpath going into game number 3 right here because of that fact.
Well, if you guys want to let us know your thoughts, hashtag Agoras Rising, send us tweets, let us know who you think is going to win.
Baylife.
We will broadcast those on screen here with our new production stuff. We're esports, ladies and gentlemen. Competitive sports? What are we? We're not
competitive.
esports.
This is a competition.
We're not esports yet.
We're not esports yet. The game will get there eventually, but using the term esports right now is irresponsible and incorrect. So we're not going to be saying that, guys. We're just saying this is a platform for the teams to competitively display their skills and apparently win a good chunk of money due to the community, which is totally amazing. All right, Notch.
Amazing.
We once we see that 3-minute mark, we're going to hit that P button, my man, and hopefully you won't crash for like the 4th time in a row.
I'm at 3 minutes right now, so let me know when you're ready to go.
Oh, I was alt-tabbed. That's why. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And you didn't crash. I can tell because I see your reaction. Nice,
No,
calm,
not
cool,
waving my arms.
and collected. Game number 3. The winner of this game goes on to the finals against Triangle Formation, the reigning champions of Agoras Rising number 1. Can they get themselves Agora Rising champion number 2? Especially with this prize pool that's going up and up and up. You guys are humbly and amazing, and your generosity blinds me. Let's introduce these teams. Thirdborn on Sparrow, T-Cell on Decker, Undead Pilot on Murdoch, Isu on Rampage once again, and Voas, a.k.a. Force, is playing the Iggy and Scorch. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Baylife.
On for Warpath Gaming, we've got Easy Peasy on Murdoch, Cordy on Cordy on Sparrow,
Nailed
Kirby on Iggy and Scorch, Peace Turtle on Decker, and Wraths is on Rampage. So we're gonna see sight, guys. What we're gonna see early game here.
Some
Lots
aggression.
of sight being put down.
Some aggression. Are we finally seeing aggression?
I don't know if we're gonna see aggression.
Look at what's going on. Voas, Undead Pilot, and Isu are all hanging out on the wrong side of the map.
Or did they lag?
I don't think they lagged though. Cordy just now was leaving the base, so they're sitting here waiting. This is. Are they gonna wait for the blue camp? Are they gonna sit here for that long? Are they gonna wait for the basic camps? I don't know, but I'm excited to see what the play is here, man. What Isu has? Okay, so he has health potions. Ratsy, again, he picked up that overflowing gifts for the 3rd time in a row. It's going to be going on the white camp. Here we go. Oh, look, they're kind of like chasing each other. They're chasing the tail. They don't even realize it. They went around, but hey, they're still going to take a camp. So still a little bit of a victory.
Well, what we've seen from these guys is they push this middle lane down. They're not going to do it. I was going to say every single time Warpath Gaming has pushed the middle lane all the way down, but no, they've backed off. You know, we just had a question here. Off Vader said, "Can you talk about the PC to console ratio?" Unfortunately, Vader, that is not something we know. For the next event, for Agoras Rising 3 in 2 weeks, I will get that information to see who's playing on consoles and to see who's playing on PC, because that is with crossplay. This game is crossplay. It would be something interesting to see. So, Vader, for Agoras Rising 3, we will have that information for you. Unfortunately, we don't have it today, but it is something we will find out for you.
Yeah, that's something. That's actually a really good metric I didn't think about keeping track of. So, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's PC as well. But we'll definitely. That's something we'll start tracking, is if we have any console players online. That would, or not online, but signing up for the tournament. I know we had at least one in the first event. I'm not sure about this event though. That's something we'll go back and figure out later on. These teams. This feels like the last event where it's all about that death ball, despite the fact that we've had the changes to the timings. Isu has the rock built up. They're looking to get in here, contending over this. Finally, some early game aggression, something we haven't seen in a while. Rassi gets caught into the stun. The stun actually hit a creep, unfortunately. If that landed, they potentially could have killed Rassi, but that's not going to be the case. The 6-meter creep, who's going to get the blue orb? T-Cell's going to get it. Going in there, picking it up. Easy peasy's got to be careful. He's going in there a little haphazardly. Rassi, you need to put him in the front line. That's what they're doing right now. Now Kirby also being very disruptive. Boas, he's the force. Can they keep him alive? He's going to be able to get away. This is actually might turn into a very awkward position if they continue to chase her. It might work out.
Low.
Can they get him? They need one more auto attack. They're going to look for it because Cordy have the right click. Not going to be the case. Peace Turtle is in a lot of trouble. They're turning this around. The re-engagement here for Baylife is going to be Peace Turtle going down the first blood. Goes up to Baylife, and this is what they need to bring themselves into the finals right now. Can they continue the momentum, making it 2-0 right now? And we know that early game momentum is so huge in this game. Ratsy's got to be careful. Can he get himself out of harm's way? Can they get him? I'm not sure they're going to chase him. Can they get him? Here we go. They got him there, Notch. That's going to be 3 kills for Baylife.
Very good aggression. They may get a 4th here. Cordy was caught out by Force. Force is chasing Cordy down.
Oh my.
Here comes T-Cell in sprint. She missed it.
Got
Got her with the dingle dunked her. Dingle dunked her.
Dunks, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get some waff ball spam in chat? Baylife, they come back swinging. The first instance of aggression early on paid off exponentially there, my man. Oh, Boas almost died to the creep.
amazing turnaround of events there. You saw, if I'm not mistaken, you saw Force use the terrain, get around this wall, and stop those auto attacks from landing. So good call there. Absolutely amazing gameplay from Baylife. They were able to really clean up, give themselves a nice little advantage. So well done.
that Baylife, man, they said, you know what? We just want to make this exciting. We're going to come to game number 3 and prove a point. But Warpath, not to take away from Warpath Gaming, but to be honest, I said I gave Warpath Gaming the favor in here because they had the momentum, they had the psychological favor of being the last victors in the last match and not having to deal with disconnects. Baylife, on the shoulders of that fight, if I'm Baylife, if I'm a fan of Baylife or I'm a player on their team, I would have loved to heard their comms right there, because you better believe that just instilled in them that that confidence that we saw before that would lacked in game number 2. And I gotta say, with that, man, Baylife, they're looking in a really good position, both objectively in the numbers. Of course, they're gonna be ahead because they just took 5-0 kills against their opponent, but more so, they're gonna be feeling good about this. And I think just be consistent, don't overextend, continue to take engagements like that.
Yeah, really, really, really good plays there. One thing I want to point out is we had a lot of missed rocks on the rampages. Those early game misses could have turned that fight in favor of Warpath Gaming, but Rathzy lost them. We do see aggression here middle lane. Isu just jumped back in onto Peace Portal. He just got a stun off on Kirby. Undead Pilot is unloading. We're going to see Kirby go down.
That's
good body blocking from Isu.
That was
playing
beautiful.
Very, very aggressive right now.
Beautiful. Isu's got to be careful not to get cut out. He's level 3 though, so he at least he has both his jump and his boost to make that range on his jump that much longer. It's a huge amount of increase when you don't have that. When you don't have the jump without that speed boost that he gets. I believe it's his right click. You're the rampage player here, Notch.
For his speed boost, his roar, yes, it's his E ability.
Yes.
And then his E ability is his roar, and then when he right clicks and uses his leap, it does give him quite a bit of momentum and it springboards him really far. He just did it again. Isu was trying to hit Cordy out. He used his roar. He then leapt up the little canyon here. Unfortunately, he missed Cordy, but they're just getting their lanes pushed out. They are playing very, very aggressive right now.
Beautiful. I got to say, Baylife they look like a new team. They're playing with a life I haven't seen them play with before. Absolutely love it. Down in the mid lane, there is Force just pretty much being the lone defender against 2-3 people, which Iggy can do that, man. Level 5 has been achieved by him, so he has that flamethrower and the knockback, which has been so valuable from these Iggy players. I gotta say, Bixel played a great Iggy, but you can't tip Iggy. Force's Iggy has been on point, and Kirby too. The Iggy play so far in this tournament has been astoundingly good for a hero who's only been around for a couple of a week or two.
Yeah, he's only been around for we're going on 1 week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So very, very good Iggy play. Very, very. We talked about it earlier. How strong he is in these lanes. He is the best pusher in the game. He can lane clear like nobody. He just drops his turrets, oil slick, and you see full minion waves die.
Yeah.
On top of that, he can use his turrets for zoning. It's not a ton of damage early game, but it's enough damage to keep the team weary and not wanting them to press too hard against Force.
Yeah.
And with building tanky, he doesn't take a lot of damage. So, I mean, really good gameplay. Isu is being very aggressive. He missed them easy peasy.
Isu and aggressive are almost synonymous now here, man. So
really is. I mean, he was
Isu is too aggressive, as to Rampage is to not steal, as to KL is the manager of the community. That's literally, like, Isu is just synonymous with aggression, the way he's been playing this Rampage. And sometimes that style doesn't work out in his favor, but obviously there's some room to grow. But I absolutely love it, man. He's by far the most aggressive, overall aggressive player, but by far the most aggressive Rampage that we've seen in any event thus far.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, Harvesters are down in favor of Warpath Gaming. We are going to have a little engagement here middle. Rathzy was able to stop T-Cell and save Kirby. So Kirby did escape there, but we've got Harvesters down in favor of Baylife.
Yep.
We've got about 30 seconds. This mid-Harvester at the boss here will spawn. And I mean, Baylife with their jungling and their farm right now, they are setting themselves up for a very, very early game card lead. We're pretty even as of right now. Baylife does have a slight advantage, but overall we're pretty even when it comes to card experience. But if they're able to use those Harvesters appropriately, able to continue with this early game aggression and get some of these kills, we will see them take a commanding lead in the card experience.
So as far as overall builds go, let's take a look at Thirdborn Sparrow. That Wind Carver Blade, pretty much identical to what he did last game. The 2 major strikes into a major kinetic, so more than likely we'll see a Blade of Agora after that. Get that crit bonus into crit. Talk about it all the time. Cordy, a similar build, but instead of picking up those 3 card point upgrades, the majors, going with the strikes and the actually a minor kinetic. And that's just really because Cordy's 1 card level behind, is probably more soon to be 2. So right now, when it comes to the Sparrow battle, you better believe it. Thurbone certainly, his build is a little bit more efficient, and he's well on his way to getting his crit, or on a great timing. Maybe his that crit item's your third item, maybe around about the 15 to 20 minute point, and that's generally that's a pretty good timing for a Sparrow when you see that crit item come to play that early on.
Yeah, it really is. We do see mid lane push here. We've got Undead, Isu, and T-Cell pushing out this middle lane. We are going to have the defense though. Kirby's going to show up. He's going to drop a couple turrets, clear the lane out pretty easily. You know, we're back to posturing. We did see very early aggression. Easy peasy has not left this lane. He is over here. He's just trying to build up that card experience, get as many points as he can. He's right on track with the team. Yes, they are behind, but he's doing a good job trying to keep himself in there. We do see Baylife. They're doing a really good job keeping their jungle cleared out. Every time one of these white camp spawns, they're there to kill it. They're also
about that efficiency.
They've invaded Warpath Gaming's jungle a couple times, keeping their white camps down. They're doing a very, very good job at that.
Now, WrathZ, we see them starting to converge inside around their white camp and their blue camps about to spawn. We've already seen one instance of calculated aggression coming out from Baylife. Will we see two? It doesn't look like it because they wanted to be there. They needed already to be set up, and they're well on the other side of the map. Instead, they're going to fall back to their red camp. There's still the potential for them to go aggro, or they could find this opportunity to push down that left tower, which I actually think is the right call here. If they know that that Warpath Gaming is inside on the opposite side of the map, if they're aware of that, they should push down this left tower, opens up the map, and gives them that all-important avenue to turn in that Orb Prime card, which we see them. They are not afraid to take early on. Even if they aren't at any sort of discernible advantage, they still like taking that Orb Prime and trying to find opportunity. The tower's going to go down, but this is going to be the first big team fight of the match. Thirdborn, he's in a very awkward position, but this containment field is actually keeping him safe right now. But here comes Kirby. He's not tanky yet. He's got to be careful. He has no energy. His impact in this fight is pretty much null and void right now. Thirdborn's trying it. WrathZ, he can't overextend. He might get the kill on the Thirdborn, but is there going to be a counter kill? Looking over here, back to the team fight. The Sparrows, the Rampage is hating the Sparrows. It is a 1-for-1. Both the Sparrows get taken out. But right as I say that, Undead Pilot lays down the laser enough to take out Peace Toward in the backline. WrathZ, he doesn't have his ultimate. Does he have the leap? The Rock's going to miss. T-Cell, can you do the dingle dunk? He's looking for a dingle dunk, jumping himself forward. The dingle dunk is not going to be there, it appears, though. Here comes Isu, though. WrathZ gets caught up. A 3-for-1 right there, and all of a sudden, Baylife, we're in a good position. Now they're in a phenomenal position.
Great team fight there. They did lose one, but he's back up because timers are short. Really good position. They're going to be able to take this tier 1 tower most likely. We've got 3 on it. We've got Undead Pilot and T-Cell. Kirby and them are coming back, but I mean, lots of damage going on this mid tier 1 right now.
I am giving my voice a quick break here, Notch.
Well, it's because you've just been rap god.
I mean, no, rap is only when I'm rhyming. I can try to rhyme in the middle of these, but it's much easier to rhyme in a team fight when there's a Grux, just because so many things rhyme with it. Grux, Flux, Trucks.
100%.
He hits like a Trucks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually.
Let's talk about easy peasy. He has not left this lane. As I say that, he leaves this lane.
Dude, this is a caster's curse, man. Welcome to what I've been dealing with for 2 years. Just get used to it, dude. Get used to it. It's like, I'm going to say this is what's going to happen, and the opposite happens. I mean, it happens across the entire spectrum of, like, esports. It's so funny. It's such a odd paradox that happens. Like, I think this is going to happen, and the opposite happens.
Well, he went to get the white camp to give himself that card experience. He's going to jump back in the lane here. He is going to have to deal with a force. Iggy and Scorch is back in lane. We've talked about the lane clear here. We've got 3 turrets down. Look at the damage they're dealing. Force is not doing anything but letting his minions and his turrets do the damage. Easy peasy has just been stuck on cleanup duty this entire game.
Yeah.
Every time he thinks he's starting to get ahead, Force rotates over, kills the entire minion wave, and Easy peasy is cleaning back up. I mean, he has not left this lane other than getting white camps. They're at a disadvantage here. I mean, we see an engagement. Isu and Warpath, Baylife are now taking the purple gummy bear. We may see a rotation, but it may be too late. Yeah, Force just took that prime orb.
There it is, man.
So easily, and the rotation is going to be a little bit too late. They're not going to be. There's nothing they can do here unless they decide to be hyper aggressive.
Oh, WrathZ, he's on the hunt. He smells his brother Rampage, but I'm not sure if this is the right call right here. He jumped in. His initial jump is on cooldown. He's going to have to fall back as his ultimate if he wants to get himself out. Look at that containment field on Boas. Take out Boas, take him down. They're going to look for it. Interfire is the damage is there as we see rocks and foliage are hindering our view. That's okay. But Boas uses his ultimate. He's still alive. He knocks away Rampage. There's the jump onto him. Unfortunately, the jump was a little bit short. They do get Force. They do get Boas. They get the Iggy. But look at the beeline. Isu, he's got his running shoes on, and you better believe that he's going to be dunking that thing nothing but net into the Orb Prime turn, and there's no way they can contend this. At left lane, already pushed in favor of Baylife. Turn in the card. Maybe to take a look at team fight, but take a look at the minimap. Warpath Gaming, they might be looking to initiate here. Actually, they're the ones getting initiated on, and that's exactly what's happening. So two are down right now, and that's what you want to see when you know that the Rampage has the Orb Prime reinitiate. Just give up the turn-in and try to get something else going in your favor. Denying the Murdoch his Prime card activation is pretty huge. Now, the big thing, is this going to be favorable for Warpath Gaming? It all comes down to how are they going to deal with the Prime card activation that Baylife has for the next part of a couple of minutes.
Gooch, while we just see the tier 1 fall down, I want to just go ahead and throw out our match arena is now at $1,000.
What?
$1,000 prize pool for these teams. Thank you so much. Reaper,
oh my God!
Reaper just donated $100. Epeen came back in with another $300. He has donated $485 today. Thank you guys so much to this community for doing what you do. Now that I've said that, we do see tier 2 tower just fell. Thirdborn is actually taking a lot of damage right now. Cordy is going to be able to get this kill easy. It does look like Warpath Gaming got the tier 2 tower, and they're is that Warpath Gaming? I apologize, my colors are backwards. Yeah, Warpath Gaming did get the tier 2 tower. Holy crap! Thank you guys so much to this community for the donations. I know we missed the tier 2 tower, but holy crap!
I'm speechless again when it comes to that, man. I am tilted due to that, man. Epin, you are truly extraordinary.
Reaper, thank you for that $100 donation.
I don't know what, I think the backer reward for that amount is like we fly to your house and like cook you dinner, like cook your dinner or something like that. I don't know, man. Like we gotta like wine and dine them here, man. Are you a red wine or white wine guy, man? Let me know. Let me know. Or a single malt scotch. I'm a single malt guy personally.
So I
got some Lafroig, I got some Lagavulin. I'm a peaty scotch kind of guy. Nonetheless, now that I have my wits back about me here, it all, like I said, it all comes down to with three prime cards activated. The gameplay here from Baylife, what are they going to do with it? I mean, they're at the Orb Prime despite the fact that it's not spawning. That's how important it is. Even when it's not here, the team's just all hanging out. Are they going to push a tower? As you mentioned, they already got that tier 2 tower. The left lane has already been a little bit pushed in, but Kirby's quick on the trail to clean that up. Isu, he's on the hunt. He's being Isu. He's going in there. We're following him. He's going 1v3 right now. Actually, this is outright a 1v3. He doesn't even care. He gets stunned up. He's got to be careful of Cordy and for Peace Toro because they have a lot of stun between Rassi and the Dingle Dunk coming out from Peace Toro. Where's the rest of his team? There's the rest of his team. Look for a containment field. There's a Dingle Dunk on a Rassi. Containment field is not going down. Just a slow bubble going on right now. Isu continues to keep himself in a good position. This is a very awkward one, an awkward position as well because it's such a narrow area. Containment field on either side right here can be dictate the team who is going to have the favorable exchange coming out here. Now Kirby's starting to flank Isu. Isu, does he have his ultimate? Does he have a jump? He's going to have to get out. He's going to leap away. He's going to be able to get away right there. All the meanwhile, Force in that right lane. He's pushing it. That's an inhibitor that he could potentially get down here. So I think Warpath Gaming needs to not chase. They need to fall back, and they need to make sure that they protect their inhibitor here.
They want this kill. They're making a bad decision right here.
I don't agree with this. Just let him go.
It does look like Force is going to back off, but they are going to secure this kill on Isu. Isu will die. Can they get anything out of this kill, though? We just saw Force just pushed in the right lane.
He could have kept pushing there.
He could have. He backed off. I think he was just playing safe. He's backed off a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, they got to kill. What's the point of that kill, though? You've let your minion wave push all the way into your inhibitor. They have to send people back to deal with this. They're not going to be able to take a tower down. Is it just to keep him off the map for 12 seconds? He has a card advantage. I don't understand the chase there. I'm a little bit confused by that decision.
I mean, I guess they recognized that Force was falling back. Otherwise, they could have not lost an inhibitor. I think it's too early for him to push it down that quickly by himself. But at least taking inhibitor damage. And, of course, inhibitors don't heal, man. That damage is permanent. So any damage you can get onto an inhibitor is just that much closer to getting yourself creeps that were stronger than they were before, a.k.a. mega creeps. Red camps are up, and we see it's being taken here by the side of Warpath Gaming. and I'm sorry, Baylife rather.
Are your colors backwards?
No, they're not. I just for some reason I just got the team names confused right there.
Mine are backwards.
Looking at the numbers, Baylife. I mean, look at Undead Pilot. 36. He's at card level. He has 36 card points. That's card level 12. Nailed it. There we go. That is card level 12 right there. Compare that to the Murdoch on the other side of the field. Easy peasy. Down 3 card points, 4 card points from the Sparrow. And Thirdborn Sparrow is at 30 as well. He's built into the crit bonus. Once again, going into that Golden Veil. We saw this before. I love that he goes into that Golden Veil. A little bit of defensive utility while at the same time getting huge value out of that crit bonus. And the 2 or 3 more card levels, and Thirdborn is going to get those crits off with that crit bonus, and he's just going to be chunking nerds, Notch.
Chunking nerds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about the play right now coming out of Baylife.
Yeah.
They are making really smart decisions. They're being very decisive. We saw that early game aggression, and it's paid off for them. They gave themselves that advantage early game by getting those early game kills. We are going to see the Gummy Bear boss here in about 30 seconds, so expect to see some positioning around that. Isu has got himself caught out.
Oh man.
He's going to have the ult, so they did get the ultimate. We just got T-Cell and Force stuck into travel mode. They should be able to escape, but wow, he got caught out. A lot of damage.
He did.
Put onto Isu there. They will be able to get away safely, though. I think
well,
we're
forcing the ult. I mean, forcing the ult at Isu, man. That's a victory in itself.
That is a huge ultimate to just have to pop to get out.
What is it, a 90-second cooldown, 60-second cooldown?
90-second cooldown on that bad boy,
yeah. So a minute and a half opportunity where Isu can't do Isu and just roam across and be reckless. Easy peasy. Being a little annoying jumping. Look at the jump shots on Easy Peasy. He's making the Rampage look like he can't get it from half court. Now Rassi, we actually just saw him leap onto someone over here onto Voas of all people.
Isu just got Easy Peasy stuck in travel mode. Undead Pilot is there.
Man.
Undead Pilot is doing a lot of damage. Easy Peasy will fall.
Wow.
Easy Peasy got very aggressive, trying to chase a Rampage for some reason, and he got hurt for it. Undead Pilot is currently attacking Rassi. Rassi will jump away. Isu, though, still chasing. He is on 40 right now.
He has no ult. He has no ult. They can focus him down. He is going to jump away, though. Rassi, is he going to follow, though? He's actually in a lot of trouble himself. Beast Turtle, what are you doing? He jumps in his body. He's taking one for the team. He's like a Secret Service member taking one for the president. But unfortunately, I don't think Rassi has won an election in his life here, Notch. And he just literally jumps right in front of the Rampage, and he kept the Rampage alive. But still, the Rampage has an ability to get away. Decker, not so much. Baylife get themselves 2 easy kills that pretty much fell into their lap, and they're going to fall back to the Orb Prime and continue to have a stranglehold on this game number 3.
Yeah, very, very odd choice by Easy Peasy to chase a Rampage. And Peace Turtle just taking one for the team. This will be a uncontested orb buff. We do already see the Warpath Gaming going to push down this lane. They've almost lost that tier 2 tower in the left lane because of minions, so they had to rotate back. They did get it cleared out, but again, we've got a Rampage. Rampage is going to take this buff. Rampage can solo turn this buff in. If he dies for it, that's all right. You want to make sure the rest of your team gets it, but very good gameplay by Warpath, Baylife.
Who is it that has the orb right now? Okay, T-Cell has the orb, allows Rampage to fall back and heal up, then they're going to do the good old switch off, I'm sure.
Yeah, Rampage was very, very low.
Yeah, so I like they're doing that decision. Because it lasts for you have about a minute and a half, I think 2 minutes to turn it in. And even if they don't get this turn in, I mean, just the status quo. Baylife, you better believe, are going to be perfectly content with the fact that they've in every single game have been the more efficient farmers. Game number 2 was back and forth as far as team fighting objective metrics, metrics of the objectives, and objectively looking at the metrics. And game number 3, not only they're continuing to farm more efficiently, but they've won team fights. They have map control. They have the second Orb Prime in a row right now. And I love it. Taking a page out of triangle formation, not really even taking a page out of triangle formation to take away credit from Baylife, just any smart team. They always are putting pressure at different points on the map at any point in time, and through using Voas, aka Forces Iggy, to put pressure in that right lane, All of a sudden, we immediately see Kirby is rotating over to that left lane. But look at this. This may be a ability to bait him to the left lane and then allow Baylife to re-engage because Force is falling back. I don't think that Warpath Gaming knows that Force is no longer there. This is going to be a 5v4 with the Orb Prime. This is a moment for Baylife. If they recognize what's going on right now, the moment that Kirby shows up on the right side of the map, they need to get aggressive, but not overly aggressive. Isu taking damage. Can he get his ult off? He needs his ult. He's barely able to get it off there. He's getting body blocked. Where's the rest of his team, Notch? The containment field. He is going to jump away. Here comes the energy damage from Full S, though. He's using it, but actually that containment field is going to harm him more than anything else. It actually kept him away from the rest of the team. All the meanwhile, though, there's another containment field, the offensive containment field coming out from Warpath Gaming. But again, there's no follow-up. I'm not sure what's going on. Isu, though, he's low. He's going over here. They need to catch him out. Rasty's coming around. Does he have a jump? He needs a jump. He needs a rock. He needs to stun him. He needs to do something. Kirby's trying to get in there. Oh, no! The Mad Sport Ash actually knocks him out of travel mode. There's the stun. Can they keep him off? The Devastating Blast is going to turn the Orb Prime around. This is not what Baylife needed to do. Unfortunately, Isu, characteristically, to say the least, goes in there, takes too much damage, forced to pop his ult, gets taken out right behind the Orb Prime turn-in. With that being said, what is Warpath Gaming going to do with this window of opportunity that has been presented to them on a golden platter?
You know, the only thing they can do is turn this in. They need to get this turned in. We have, who has it right now? Wrathzy has it. Wrathzy is going to be pushing down this lane, or trying to go through the jungle, it looks like, to get this turned in. They have to get this turned in.
Oh, gosh. Wrathzy, don't pull an Isu now. Don't pull an Isu.
He still has his ultimate.
Jump.
He can leap.
He still has his ultimate.
He's jumping away. He's hopping away here. We do see an ultimate. He is going to get this turned in. They are going to get the tier 1 tower down. It's
Watch
gonna
out for
give
the
him
collapse, though.
ability to push.
Warpath Gaming, Cordy's under a lot of trouble right here, was taking a lot of damage. The re-engagement possibly coming out, but don't forget, Rampage is now just back on the field. He's coming back from the rest of his base. So, I like this. Baylife has fallen back underneath the safety and the confines of their own tier 2 tower. Containment field thrown into. Here comes Isu once again. They need to turn this around. Isu trying to look at redeem himself out of that box, and he is going to be redeeming nonetheless. And I think Warpath Gaming need to fall back. 2-man Devastating Blast onto Cordy. Sparrow's low. Can Isu get the takedown or at least get the kill? Oh, it looks like he's going to be able to kill Sparrow. The Dingle Dunk, unfortunately, is not going to be enough. Kirby doing what he possibly can, but he's way out of position as well. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe even more of a distraction tactic, but Thurbo's going to be okay with the card experience granted to him by that takedown. Going back to the team fight over here. Peace Torter's in trouble. This is going to be a full 5-man wipe. They get just again like game number 2. The Orb Prime gets turned in, and all of a sudden the team who doesn't have the Orb Prime, they take the team fight. Peace Turtle's going to get knocked up and around, and that is going to be Baylife for just a moment. They made a bad play. They brushed it off. Go ahead and brush your shoulders off. Young Hova push down the lane, maybe get an inhibitor. That was impressive by Baylife, but Warpath Gaming, they overstayed their welcome.
They did. We've talked about, how many times we've talked about fighting near towers and under towers and how it always turns in favor for the other team. They thought they had the advantage because of the Orb Prime. They had a creep wave with them, but Isu came in and just cleaned up. Very good job.
Yeah.
Baylife is going to get this tier 2 tower. They're going to continue their push. Maybe they're going to... No, they're deciding to back off. They're deciding to play a little bit smart here. Back off the inhibitor. We've got Force, who's just cleaned out mid a little bit, allowing his minions to start heading towards that tier 3 tower. But amazing play by Baylife.
Yeah.
Don't overstay your welcome, folks.
Pretty much,
Sometimes,
man. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Sometimes it's okay to go home.
Exactly. So, with that being said, still no, all inhibitors stand, and as long as you have your inhibitors, you are still inside of a game. I'm sure Baylife are still ahead when it comes to card experience. They are. Undead Pilot, level 48 card points, Thurbo 145. Compare that to the Murdoch of 39 and 39 as well. So a 2 to 3 card point advantage in the favor of Baylife, specifically on the Rangers. And has Cordy finished his crit item? Yes, he has. He has, and then some, actually now going to his 4th item. Into lifesteal. I don't know if I agree with this. I don't feel like lifesteal is good when you're behind. They are behind in every metric you can possibly measure. I'd actually would like to see either a health item, or maybe not a health item per se, but maybe like another damage item, maybe another Windcarver Blade, another Spear of the Rift Hunter. I don't agree with this lifesteal going into the fact that you're at a substantial deficit right now.
But I do see the lifesteal. It can be beneficial. We've got Isu who jumps on top of him every single time. He's able to just land those autos. And if he's getting the crits, he's going to be able to stay alive a little bit longer against the Rampage when he gets separated. So it is a smart decision in that fact. But they got to farm. They got to get back into their lanes. They got to worry about their harvesters. They got to start picking up the white camps in the jungle. Yeah. We have seen Baylife really clean up the jungle, and it's left Warpath Gaming at a disadvantage when that happens. So he should see some use out of this if Isu continues to jump on top of him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
It's going to be a very rough game here. They are behind. I mean, they're definitely behind. Undead Pilot's at 51 total card points. He's got a commanding lead against Warpath Gaming here, and they have to watch him and separate him from the pack.
So, something I would like to see specifically at a Baylife is on the Rangers, maybe their 6th item, their very last item, build us some penetration. So that way you can really punish your lead. But it doesn't matter if you're a Murdoch or if you're a Rampage. I feel like at a certain point, going full damage just has diminishing returns to the fact when you're 2-shotting someone, a little bit more damage doesn't take that 2-shot and turn it into a 1-shot. It's still a 2-shot. It's still a 3-shot. Maybe your last item build into some whatever your energy-based penetration is. Murdoch energy, obviously, is Twin Blast, and Sparrow use physical. And then that means that you can focus the Wrath Z, and that may take him off by guard. Wrathzy's not used to taking a lot of damage. If you look at his build, you do see he has the Tempered Plate, the Mad Sport Sash, which gives him almost 200 physical armor, another 88 physical armor, 176 energy armor. I really like to see them with their last item build into their suited penetration. We'll see how it continues to play out here. Or Prime Boss being taken already very, very low. So Warpath Gaming, they're going to be late to the party, but Isu is going to welcome them with open arms. Isu loves just going in there. He does not wait for anyone. The containment field is actually for him to give him that shield there. He's going to pop his ultimate. I think more so, Josh, this is for zoning out for his team to pick up the Orb Prime. I think that's the purpose here, but we might see Baylife to go, you know what, I zoned out, and now we're going to look for a team fight. There's the Decker ultimate out of OS. They're looking to take down the Iggy. You can tell that's what they're going. Look at Crocodile's aim right now. They're trying to take him out, but Isu's in such good position to help zone for his buddy, completely making that containment field null and void. T-Cell tries to jump up stylistically, but it's not going to work out. It's actually going to put him in a very odd position. He's more than likely going to go down. He gets stunned up right there. Rassie's going to turn around. He's going to be taken out. He is going to get taken out. Where is the Orb Prime right now? I believe it is on...
Forrest has the Orb Prime. Forrest picked up the Orb Prime due to his turrets, and he was able to escape with it.
Okay.
So yes, it was a good kill for Warpath Gaming. They only got 1 out of it, but Baylife was able to...
Thurborn has it. Okay.
Baylife was able to defend that Orb Prime and make off the buff. I want to point something out. I'm a little bit confused by it. Let's take a look at Cordy's cards again. He's built into Blade of Agora, and now he's building into Sword of the Altar. 2 unique crit bonuses. He's not going to gain from those. They don't stack. He's not going to gain anything from those. A very strange decision. It's a little bit odd.
Maybe he's going to sell the Blade of Agora and go into another damage item. That's what I'm thinking. I hope that's what he does. Once he gets the lifesteal, hopefully, I want to see him sell the Blade of Agora and get something like another Windcarver Blade, another Spear of the Rift Hunter, something like that to build off of this.
Yeah. Well, we will see. I just wanted to point it out.
That's a very good point right there. I didn't realize that was that's basically 2 crit bonuses being built on the same person. Don't do that, guys. They don't stack.
Yeah, unique items, unique passives do not stack. So that's just something to point out to the community if you've never seen it. They don't stack. He's not going to have a 100% bonus there. Isu just ran this thing in, by the way. While we were talking, Isu said, hey, I've got the orb. I'm going to dunk it. And it's his. There is a Prime Orb. Almost missed with the dingle dunk, but he does got a Prime Orb. Easy Peasy is on top of him now. But Isu's taking no damage from Easy Peasy right now. We do see a split push.
Yep, I was just about to say that. Right lane.
Yeah, right lane. Thurborn and Force are pushing that right lane down. They're going to try and deal as much damage to this inhibitor as they can while minions push out the mid. We're not seeing much of a rotation as of this now. We do see a Rampage and Kirby rotating over, but lots of damage comes out of Thurborn at this moment in time. Force is very tanky, so he can take a couple of these hits. They're just delaying until the rest of their team shows up. So it doesn't look like they're going to get this. We may see that mid-tier 1 go down. Easy Peasy, I'm sorry, Undead Pilot and Rampage sitting at this mid-tier 2. So we are going to see some split pushing or possibly engage mid. Baylife really wants to capitalize off of getting this Prime turned in. Good rotation from Warpath Gaming, though. They were able to stop this mid push.
They recognize what's going on,
Very good rotation from both of these guys here. We still are probably going to see this fight mid. This tower is low. That Prime buff, they're going to do additional 300% damage on the Archmage's card, which is the Prime Orb card. It does 300 plus damage for instructions of minions, and we see 3 people on Baylife's team with it. So this tower may fall, but really good zoning, really good positioning from Warpath Gaming right now.
We've seen this situation. We're in familiar territory where one team has the Orb Prime and they think they are at an advantage enough to where they can dive a tower. And I actually don't want to see Baylife do that.
I don't want to
get
see
stunned
either.
up. I don't think that's the case. Rassi is going to get stunned right there. They're doing a good amount of damage in him, and here they go. Here comes the tower dive. He's just taking damage. Pop your ultimate. He pops it at the right time. Actually, no, he doesn't pop his ultimate. He needs to pop it now, but he does. The containment field goes down immediately. He cancels. There's a containment field actually onto Wrath Z, but it's not the target you want to look at for when you're looking for people to contain. The tower does go down. Turbo's in trouble. The rock is not going to land. Boaz is trying to get damage on an easy peasy, try to get the knockback off and maybe zone out for his buddy. His Sparrow buddy not going to be the case. Rock on a Cordy. Where's the reinitiation? Maybe Devastating Blast off the follow-up. Not there. And this is not looking good as we do see that Isu gets knocked away. Thorborn is down. No Sparrow right now. That's probably their most valuable hero on the field, taken out of the equation. Devastating Blast is going to hit Isu. More than likely, that Devastating Blast was to keep people out of travel mode to make sure that they can get stragglers here. T-Cell, she's going to go down. So a 2-for-0 exchange in Warpath Gaming, and I mean, they gave up a tier 2 tower for it. I don't want to say that's worth it. I think that Baylife was in a position to get a lot more out of that exchange than they did.
Yeah, really good defense on Warpath Gaming there. Really good defense. They noticed the Twin Blast and Iggy and Scorch going to push to the lane. I really like the call here. I think Warpath Gaming, we've seen it time and time and time again.
And time.
Why are we jumping towers? We jumped a tower. Yes, they may have killed it, but I feel like Warpath came out on top there. You now have heroes without your Orb Prime buff because it hasn't fallen off yet, so you've taken it off of a Sparrow who really benefits from it.
Yeah.
Really good defense from Warpath.
I mean, if a team who's several card levels ahead and has the prime card, and the only ground you lose is a tier 2 tower, 35 minutes into the game, Warpath Gaming's got to be like, we'll take that. We'll take that. So, looking at the levels here, we're once again hitting that point of like the ultra late game where everyone is going to be maxed out here on both sides of the field pretty soon, and if no inhibitors are down on either side of the field, which is obviously the case, then Warpath Gaming are still in this match, despite the fact that it's 16-9, almost doubling up Baylife. Well, actually, halving down, I guess, if you want to look at that from that perspective. For all intents and purposes, I feel like the gap that Baylife need to put themselves in a situation where they need to get something done before they get to that ultra late game situation where everyone's at card point 60. They have an advantage. That advantage is going to come to a standstill when their Sparrow, when their opponent's Murdoch hits the card level 60. They need to do something right now, or else they're going to be in a position where they can lose the game. They're not in a position right now to where they're just going to outright lose the game in one team fight. But later on, in maybe about 10 or 15 minutes, that's going to be the case. So I really want to see them be decisive here, and they need to get, I think, at least one inhibitor in the next 5 to 10 minutes, or else this could be Warpath Gaming going on to the finals.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here. We got to see a little bit of aggression. We did see, it looked like Easy Peasy and crew was trying to rotate over on Thorburn and Force, but they backed off. They're just trying to keep their lanes pushed out. They are at a disadvantage with their lanes being pushed so far in.
Yeah.
They may be able to get a team fight or a kill here, but with their lanes being pushed so far back in, they have to worry about pushing lanes down. Yes, we are late game. Yes, they deal a lot of damage, and they'll be able to easily push, but instead of getting 2 towers, they may only get 1.
Yeah.
So right now, I would say just keep your lanes pushed out a bit. Get them right back to that middle port. Equal them out. Get both of the minion waves back to midpoint. That way, when you do take a team fight, or if you get that lucky engage, you're able to push out.
Yeah.
And we don't see them doing that right now. They're having to defend in a hib. They've got the left lane. I'm sorry, the left lane pushed out from the direction I'm looking at the map.
Yeah.
So we may see an engagement here in the jungle though. We do see them jumping onto
Prime, man.
Isu.
Isu, man. I was just about to say Isu needs to be careful, and I don't think that man has one nerve ending in his body that's able to feel careful or considerate of the enemy team's positioning. He doesn't even care. He's in there. He's popping the ultimate. Containment field go down over here. Then they're going on it. It looks like Rassi was potentially trying to steal the orb, but Boas, it's hard to steal a last hit from a Iggy with turrets down because they attack so very quickly. So no one goes down, but more importantly, Baylife, they get the orb prime. They need to hand it off to Isu. Boas does have it, but he's in a good enough position where he should be able to safely get himself out of harm's way. Warpath Gaming is actually, some of them chasing, some aren't. They're split across the map. Thankfully, Baylife doesn't realize that. But again, the orb prime in the hands of Baylife. Warpath Gaming, I feel like they have to defend this. If they give up any kills right here, just one kill can be the difference between saving your inhibitor or losing an inhibitor.
Yeah, it really can. We are going to start to see these teams. I have a very weird graphical glitch that I'll talk about here in a minute. We are going to we do see these teams starting to back up. They're going to go defend this Prime Orb. They have to defend this.
Thirborn has the black buff too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just noticed that.
They have to defend this right here. Their lanes are pushed out a little bit to where they're not in danger of losing an inhibitor to minions. So they have to get a defense here. And that's what they're doing. Everybody's back. Everybody's pushing their way towards left lane. This could be the game right here, depending on how this fight goes.
It could be, man.
If we see a strong defense from Warpath Gaming, it's going to give them the ability to push these lanes down and capture this orb. If not, Baylife capturing this orb, they've got 2 inhibitors, 3 inhibitors just open. They will be able to easily push those inhibitors down and possibly take the win. Force is in mid lane. Force is going to do the split push thing.
Yep.
They've got to watch that. All 5 are on ISU right now, and they do have split push.
Oh man,
mid,
we've
so
seen
it's
this
gonna be a
before.
dangerous decision here.
We've seen this before. They got to make sure they don't give up the Orb Prime once again. Thankfully, the Decker there is to support him. Ratsy's going to go in immediately. Isu jumps over this right here. He's going to get away. He's a free means of getting himself to the turn, and Ratsy tries to do it himself, but unfortunately, he's a little bit short. This is going to be, I mean, just that one juke right there from Isu. That was so calculated. He could tell he knew what he was doing right there. He baited them into that position. He wanted them to come there. And the moment he saw the opportunity, he jumped and turned it in. It forces in a little bit of trouble. He's got to be careful not to get taken out. They have the Orb Prime, but they need to get themselves away. Heal up. Look at mid lane. Look at Thurborn. This is a dead inhibitor. This is a 100% dead inhibitor. Is Thurborn going to continue to push here? I think he is going to get punished for this. Hit and travel mode. Get yourself out of there. Here comes Kirby. He wants to punish him, but nonetheless, even if Thurborn does go down, it's still a victory for them.
That's an inhibitor. That is, I mean, he's taking a lot of damage from the core there, but yeah, I mean, this is an inhibitor. I'll take the inhibitor and lose a Sparrow any day of the week.
Yes, that's a victory.
Really
boys.
good play. Really good play from Baylife there. Now, guys, we've got minions who were stronger than before. Now are going to enter the fray here. They're going to be. Warpath Gaming is going to have to commit somebody to this lane to make sure they don't take that damage. We saw them in game 1. We saw them in game 1 not defend their lane properly. They had 2 waves on their core, and it eventually cost them the game. So they're really going to have to focus down here. Hopefully they've got their map awareness. Hopefully they know what's going on, and we can see a defense. But really good gameplay from Baylife there. I mean, smart decision. You can't stop Rampage. You can't stop Rampage. We will see I'm going to
especially when he's
out.
juking you like that. Isu just straight. I mean, he broke the nets of Warpath Gaming when he did that because they all were looking around like, where the hell did he just go? Oh wait, their Prime card's activated.
Yeah, just really good gameplay right there. It's well done, Isu, with the juke. We've got Force pushing down a lane. Force is in the right lane over here, pushing this lane down. The damage he does, I mean, he's just throwing out turrets and a little bit of oil, and just watch the lane melt.
Yep. And that's without, like, I don't think he has a single instance of damage.
He's got a little bit from his meltdown.
Yeah, that's it.
He's got one card point, but the rest of it is full-on tank.
I love this, man.
I love the Drink the Spirits card. The Drink the Spirits card is so strong. He's gone full health in it. I don't know if you're showing it on screen.
I am, actually.
But
you and I are on the same page. That's telekinesis, Kyle.
Thank you with the tenacious D there.
Junior Western Bacon Cheese.
Junior.
Anyways, Isu is in mid lane by himself, just being a distraction.
Because he doesn't care.
He really doesn't, man. This is a well-known fact. I think we've harped on it enough. Isu honestly doesn't care. Right lane is the main objective, though. We do see that Force is over there. The response from Warpath Gaming is the appropriate one, and that's to rotate over there before it gets too pushed in and they lose an inhibitor. But with Isu being in mid lane, if he continues to push this down with the Mega Creeps, aka the creeps who are stronger than they used to be, then they'll be taking core damage. He does have the black buff. Thankfully, it's not the black buff. Or he has the blue buff. Thankfully, it's not the black buff. But what do they got to do? They got to respond to mid lane. At the same time, they got to be in the right lane. Yeah.
Look at Thurborn. Thurborn is pushing this lane out. He's almost to the inhibitor. They had to rotate 3 over that direction. We still have Force pushing by himself over there. Easy peasy miss the ultimate. Thurborn still in travel. He will escape. But I mean, they got their lanes pushed out there. It's such a disadvantage with these lanes pushed in with the buffs and the card points.
Right inhibitor's about to go down. Like 90% sure it's about to go down. I'm not sure they can do anything about this. Both the Murdoch is there. All Murdoch has to do is hit that thing maybe all 3 or 4 times. Isu's tanking it up. This is a good calculated tower dive. This is an inhibitor dive, and normally it's going to be worth it. Just focus down the inhibitor. Kirby's in the back lane. He's trying to be disruptive, but he's got to be careful not to get tanked up. Seems like Kirby's always at low energy. He's taking a lot of damage here. Finally, the inhibitor goes down, putting Isu at about 1/3 HP. Thurborn, though, he's on the other part of the map, and he's actually pushing in the left lane all the meanwhile as well. Isu is getting chased down. Crocodile actually more than likely can take Isu out here. Isu needs to live. If they want to end this game, they have to. Isu has to live. The only way to keep Warpath gaming, if they don't take him down, though, they're more than likely to lose this game. Can they punish Thurborn as well? He's going to be getting it. He doesn't get the inhibitor, the creep. Can the creep get it? They can't. They keep the left inhibitor alive, but oh no, their core's under siege. Who cares about an inhibitor? There's a core to kill. We have a finals. There's a $1,000 prize pool on the line, and you can tell Baylife, they want the money. They hear the cha-ching cue, Pink Floyd. Peace Turtle's going in there. Undead Pilot's in a lot of trouble. He's up against the wall, literally and metaphorically. It doesn't matter, though. He's going to get crit, and he does take down a member of Warpath Gaming in the meantime. The stone's going to hit easy peasy. Get T-Cell out of there. This is actually going to be a successful defense from Warpath Gaming. They have not secured their trip to the finals quite yet. Actually, beautiful by Cordy there to catch out Isu. Not going to be able to kill him, though. And T-Cell's going to be going down. So, unfortunately, I thought that was going to be the game. Still, even with Baylife losing three people there, rather, they still are so far ahead in this game, man.
All 3 inhibs are down. We do have 90 seconds on the mid hib to respond. The Winions came over and pushed out the left and right lanes, or the left lane down. 5 minutes on two inhibitors. Mid lane will respond, but man, they are on the defense here. What can they do?
What am I doing?
What can they do? They're
I don't know what they can, man. This is a situation where the only way that Baylife loses this game is if they mess up horrendously, like 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
like it's
3 times in a row. That's how many times it's going to take right now. It's
maybe
3
even more.
cents to get to the center. It's 3 licks to get to the center, boys. This is going to be.
They got a lot of licking to do.
A lot of licking to do.
I mean, and the Orb Prime boss is up again. I mean, just turn in the Orb Prime, get the black buff on Isu, and they literally would just win the game off of that. Yeah, just Isu, just that will be enough for them to win the game, let alone the rest of their team being there and sieging down the court.
Look at the health on this guy, though. It's a level 5 purple gummy bear. They've got a lot of damage coming out to it, and the health is just slowly ticking away. We are going to see them take it, though. It looks like it's going to be uncontested. These guys have to worry too much about minions that were stronger than before. They're too
I hope
strong.
that doesn't catch on. Please, other tournament organizers, please don't call. Other commentators, please. We'll figure out what we're going to call them together. So down it goes a year and a half later. And unfortunately, Warpath Gaming, way too late to the party. They obviously didn't get the invitation. Isu has the orb. Isu turns an orb. Isu goes on core. Baylife gets themselves to the finals. That is how easy it is for Baylife to win this game right now. Mid inhibitor has respawned, but they still got to worry about right lane. Thurborn already put himself in that right lane, so they have to respond to this. If they don't, Thurborn's going to win the game just because he's pushing this down with strong creeps. They can't give up an Orb Prime because then that's going to put Isu's Rampage in a position to where he can solo down the core. That's what I mean. I do not see a path of victory for Warpath Gaming. I don't think it's there.
I do not see it either, my friends. I'm sorry. You said donut. I had to say it. I do not see it either.
I'm hungry, man.
Thurborn's pushing this lane in. Isu is just going to cap this.
Yeah.
I mean, hop. We've got Thurborn. Thurborn's like, they're going back for the mid. If this goes down, that's 8 minutes. It's such a long time.
Oh, man. Rassi, pop your ultimate and body block. Pop your ultimate and body block. You need to pop your ultimate. Pop your ultimate. Pop your ultimate. Body block.
He's got the body blocks
Can he turn it in? Isu's trying. He got it. He turned it in. He turned it in. All the meanwhile, though, the core's under siege. This more than likely is going to be the game. Another defense right here from Warpath Game will be unprecedented. Good lord. Core literally dies in half a second. There it is. The finals have been set. The exact same finals we saw from the last event in Agoras Rising #1. What a game. No discredit from Warpath Gaming. They played their heart out, man. They played their absolute heart out, and I cannot wait to see the improvements that they make for Agoras Rising #3.
Yeah, well done, Warpath Gaming. You guys have locked in Agoras Rising #3. Really good gameplay out of these guys. Baylife, though. Baylife decided after game 2 and that disconnect, we're going to show you who's boss.
Yeah.
And they came in. They played very aggressive early game. They had some really good play calling on their part. And just amazing engagements. They were able to really... we didn't see Isu overextend too much. I mean, Isu had a couple of moments where he got far out, but it was all calculated. He was body blocking for his team. He was allowing his team to be able to pick up that gummy bear. And just really good gameplay. But GG to both of these guys. We were about to jump into the finals with a $1,000 prize pot.
That is...
What?
That's literally double...
We said it was 500.
Now, during the podcast, I'm going to talk about why this actually concerns me.
Don't talk about why it concerns
But we
you.
won't talk about it right now. We'll talk in Voices of Agora, which will be immediately after the tournament. I believe either Cellwonk or Giant Chip will be joining us.
$1,000.
So that's $600 for the winning team. That's, what is that, 100 and change for each member?
So this is
Minus, there's a 4% cut that Maturino takes, but that's it.
But this is amazing. This all goes to these teams. First and second place. Warpath, Baylife and Triangle Formation are going to come up next. They're going to $1,000. I'm still speechless by that. That's amazing. We're going to have to wear suits for Agoras Rising 3, my friend. It's hot as shit in this room. I'm not looking forward to that. But I will do it because we said...
Don't get dehydrated. Get yourself some water on the break.
My water right here. I'm so very excited about this, guys. Thank you again to Fury.gg. If you guys want to head over there, you guys can take a look at their deck building system. You can build guides to share with the community. You can also see which cards you own and do not own in the game. You can check your ELO if that's something you're interested in. Game is in early access, guys. Please take those numbers very lightly. But that is something you can do over there. On top of that, guys, again, huge shout out to Maturino. Huge shout out to the community. Holy crap, guys.
You guys are... I
mean, like, what do we say here? This is so amazing. We had somebody who donated almost $500. What? That's so good.
I mean, he is. Epan, if we ever meet you at an event, my man, you better believe, like,
your tongue kisses from me.
Okay, that's on the table. That is officially, you heard it from here. That is, if that's what you want, it's on the table, man.
It's yours. All you have to do is ask.
On the table, man. All right, guys, we're gonna cut it to a break, and the finals. I'm sure these teams are ready to rock and roll. I don't think there's gonna be much of a delay, so it shouldn't be that long of a break here, guys. Don't go anywhere. The grand finals of Agoras Rising #2 about to be underway between Baylife and Triangle Formation. See you in just a minute.